Well,
So
The
Look, I
moment
just
you
saw you
use
attack
that
somebody on
shit,
the. I just saw you attack somebody on the right.
Hold up, this is a complete
So
lie.
I fully
He is a
wait. Can
leftist
I sit here?
because he supports leftist ideology. That's what makes him a leftist. He thinks leftist is
Anything that
about
disagrees
how
with
you
you is
vote.
leftist
Leftist
ideology,
is
you
not
clown.
about how you vote. Leftist is about your particular ideology. And this man has a leftist ideology. So, yes, he is a
I fully
leftist.
expect Trick to sit here and disavow
Definitionally.
everything that I said. It's just I'm not one of these limp-wristed fucking leftist fucking Democrats.
You are.
Well, you can sit there and say that all day, but you're just fucking wrong, which means you're lying.
Yeah, you're a leftist. You have leftist rhetoric.
Left of you, maybe. You're a fucking far right extremist.
Yeah, sure.
now we see this where the psychosis
the
that religion
extreme?
has thrown our country into. My goodness,
could
these
not
people
be
follow cults so well. It's like they were trained to do
true.
it.
Well, you think the leftist shooter that shot up ICE this morning was religious?
He was a cultist.
Yeah.
Yeah, the left is free to like denounce anything that I will stand behind.
Well, I don't know, Chroma. When I heard you like
Political
attack a
violence is
person
never
on the right like
acceptable
that,
inside of the United States, by the way.
it sounds like, and people on the left say stuff like that. Oh, see a Nazi, punch a Nazi, put them down like dogs, kill them. Like when I hear stuff like that, it just sounds like this is the left to me. So
Yeah, I mean, don't you think that rhetoric, like they should be eradicated, could be perceived as similar things?
So what?
Like,
I don't know.
He
So
said
what?
the
The left
party.
has always listen. This is what the left does.
just
For anyone who
now for
hasn't been
whataboutism.
involved in politics for more than 5 minutes, let me tell you what the left has always done. The left has taken the rhetoric of the right, and by the way, doesn't matter what the rhetoric is. You can say something as simple as, "I want the borders closed," and the moment that you say you want the borders closed, the leftist ones like Trick, they come up and they say, "Don't you think that what you really meant, that was a dog whistle? That what you really mean is you don't like brown people?" That's what I think you mean because that's my interpretation. Seems like the party of the left, the party of Democrats, the party of Jim Crow, the party of KKK somehow always interprets things as being racist. Could be something to do with their past. I don't know. Maybe not. Could just be pure coincidence. Just like when you say, we don't want people coming into our country from certain places that are more likely to commit terrorism. What does that become? Everyone knows, say it with me, Islamophobia.
Does he
So
have this
Well,
rant written down or
this
actually,
is
memorized, you
what they
guys
did.
think?
No, I'm good enough to do this off of the fucking dome. Shut the fuck up,
So
whore, when
it's
I'm
memorized.
talking.
Got it.
So anyway, it just is the case that the left does this. They take your rhetoric, it doesn't matter what it is, they twist it into something evil to fit their narrative. They give it a phobe or an ist on the end of it, and then they say if you disagree with them and their policy, that makes you immoral. That's their game. That's what they've always
well,
done.
if I'm doing that, I
So
apologize. To be clear to the room right now, I'm not saying infinite diversity is pro-terror. I'm not saying infinite diversity is a racist, Islamophobe, homophobic, uh, transphobic, anything. What I'm saying, because he clarified, and I misrepresented him, and I apologize, because my initial interpretation was this. So now all I'm asking is a simple question: do you think that a rational person could come away with that interpretation? And he refused to answer.
no, I did answer.
He's
I
already
said
he's
it's not
already
my
corrected
concern.
me. Yeah, he doesn't care if a rational person
I
can come away with
don't.
that interpretation. Right. That's all I'm pointing out. And I'm not saying that is what you said. I'm correcting myself. That isn't what you said. You've clarified to me now, and I now better understand you. You aren't supporting political violence happening to people like me. But I'm letting you know, as a person who thinks I'm rational, okay, and as other people who I think are rational, that when they hear your rhetoric, they will come away with that. But you aren't concerned.
What
And
did
all
you
I'm
ask
doing is
me?
appealing to the room to that.
Ask me your question again. What did you say?
I asked you, do you think a reasonable person could hear you say what you said and come away with the conclusion that you are supporting political
Great.
violence?
Great. Let's focus on one word in that question. Let's focus on the word reasonable.
Yeah.
Sometimes you've used the word rational in its place. What does
Yeah, same thing.
reasonable mean in this context, Trick?
somebody who has a set of principles, and based off those principles, they come to conclusions.
Okay,
In
sure.
a way that isn't fallacious.
I would assume it means a person who is able to reason.
Yeah, same thing. But the way in which people reason is going to be based off of some type of principles, right?
Okay, great.
Like they're gonna.
Let's
yeah.
agree that a reasonable person does conclude that I'm calling for violence. What does a
Awesome, yeah.
reasonable person then do?
What does a reasonable person then do?
Yeah.
I think they call you out for it, like I tried to do. I think
Okay,
I'm
great.
reasonable, and all I tried to do is point it out.
So if the worst consequence of you misunderstanding me is that you clarify with a question, what am I worried about it for?
What are you worried about it for?
Yeah.
I feel like if I had a bunch of people consistently think that the rhetoric I was using support violence, that I would then alter that rhetoric for future
But why?
instances.
They're reasonable people, though, right? I don't have any
Because it
fear
demonstrates
of
your lack of
reprisal.
integrity.
I don't have
Yeah,
any
because-
fear of reprisal, right? I don't have to worry that these people are going to somehow be violent in preemptively, right? Because they're reasonable.
You're never going to see them again. Fuck it.
They're reasonable.
It's because you have no integrity. Right.
Wait, I'm curious. I want to ask you the same question that you had me ask you. What do you think the response is supposed to be from somebody who's a reasonable or rational person?
He doesn't want a
what,
response.
To
He just
my own,
wants
to
them
my
to be
own
quiet.
rhetoric?
No. Let's say you think that somebody is speaking in a way that calls to violence, right? You hear me. You heard Chromophene, right? All right. Let me actually. Javon, are you here?
Did you see me blink an eye at what Chromophene said? Did you see me give
No.
a fuck
I'm
Yeah,
asking-
I'm here. I'm here.
Okay,
I'm
Javon,
here.
what do you think the rational, what do you think the reasonable response to what Chromophene said is? What do you think you should do after hearing him say that people like infinite diversity should be put down like dogs? What do you
Wait,
think
I had
the
the
accurate
wait,
response
think-
is?
Crick,
I
I had
think
the
that
same
you-
impression you did of what Infinite was saying. That's why I responded the way I responded.
Let the
That
dude
may
answer
be
the
so.
question.
That may be
Yeah,
so.
I
I just want to
think-
hear Javon's answer.
Yeah, in response to that, I think you should just ignore him or whatever, and not even give it any credence or any any mind. But that's what I usually do. 'Cause that's just
What
so crazy.
happens? What happens? Okay, sure, fair enough. What if that person is in a position of power where they're speaking to millions of people?
Well, here's a thought. Since
should
you initially
call it
asked
out.
me, let me jump in.
Perfect.
here
Why
right
are you
quick.
not doing that with Donald Trump?
Since you initially asked me this question, let me respond. When you ask me, what do I think about a reasonable response would be for a call to violence? What I would say is the same response that we, not on the left, have been giving you for years now, that you've been calling for violence toward those who you disagree with.
Calling for any violence.
And that sounds things like silence is violent.
Notice how you're doing the thing you complained about.
That
you
sounds
could get me banned for what you just said.
that sounds like things like saying silence is violence. It sounds like things like punch a Nazi. It sounds like things like whiteness and white privilege. It sounds like fat cats, millionaires and billionaires. You know,
He's
the
doing that
left
whole 8-point
has been
thing, so I can't respond
advocating
to
for
it.
violence, not in some weird myopic way. No, in a
Hashtag
crystal
Lincoln
clear
Douglas.
way where they have clearly said things like "you're a Nazi if you're on the right" and "punch a Nazi."
Trump called Kamala Harris a
it
fascist.
just, and I'm not talking about politicians. Again, who cares about the politicians? I'm talking about
the people with the biggest.
So anyway,
Okay,
it just is
Yeah,
the
you're
case
talking about random Twitter
that
users.
the left is not the politicians. The left are the people. So I don't
You're
know
talking
why
about random
Trick always
Twitter
wants to go
users.
to talk about Donald fucking Trump. But anyway,
Can I tell you why?
the people on the
derangement.
left have been advocating directly, not indirectly, but directly for violence for years. You know how I've handled it?
Incorrect.
You know how I've handled it? I've laughed at them because they're pussies.
You
That's
won't be
how
able to
I've
name
handled
one name.
So anyway,
Yeah, I'm curious. What's
moving
one
on.
name of people advocating for political violence on the
He
left?
can't do it. I've asked him this question for 3
what
days.
does it mean when a
Watch how he
white
deflects.
president, since you want to
Start
talk
the
about
clock.
government officials,
I thought
what does
no.
it
You said we're not talking
what does
about
it
government
mean when a
officials.
white president tells
You said we're not talking about government
black
officials.
people? Do you want to be muted?
I told you he can't answer it.
Do you want to
Bro,
be
shut
muted?
up.
He has no integrity whatsoever.
This
So-
dude is riding his fucking deck.
What does it mean when a white president tells black people they're going to put y'all back in chains? What does that mean? Is that a
thought we-
call
well,
for violence? I'm not asking you. Shut up, whore. If you knew,
Oh,
you would have
okay.
never supported Joe Biden to start with. Shut up. Anyway, is that a call to
I'm being
violence?
silenced.
No, that's not a call to violence at all. Telling black
It's been about
people
5 minutes now. He
that-
hasn't named one name. I'm just.
Yeah, that's why you're muted.
Pro
It's
free
just-
speech, by the way.
Hold
Okay,
on.
let me just mute you now. It just is the case that Joe Biden told an entire country, an entire race of people, that if they weren't careful, one side was going to put them back into chains. The funny thing is, it happens to be the side that freed them from the chains. And coming from Democrats, I find that fucking hilarious. As far as non-government officials go that advocate for violence, how about Hassan Piker? Any of you leftards going to pretend like he hasn't advocated openly for violence? How about the homo cuck Destiny that you bitches love so much? How about how he thought it was amazing that the firefighter right behind Trump got killed? So much so that he was banned for it. Oh, that he's banned now because he advocated and supported the violence against Charlie Kirk. You're going to pretend like your most prominent podcasters and speakers don't advocate for violence, don't support it? You're a fucking joke. So, yeah, they do.
Yeah, and that's your answer because you just named 3 people.
So Joe Biden called for violence. What a fucking cop out.
Are
Notice
you not
that Trick
gonna
ran,
talk about
by the
the other
way.
2? You're not
Well,
gonna
it's
talk
because you
about the
muted him
Well,
and wanted to do
he's
your
still
monologue.
here,
Why
he's
would
just
he want to
muted.
hang
Sorry.
around?
He asked me a question. I
Trick's still
gave
in
you
here.
the answers.
Yeah, he's still here.
Joe
What are you on
Biden
about?
called for violence.
Did you listen to the other 2?
Hey, so where did Destiny get banned for the Charlie Kirk stuff?
He
Didn't
got banned
Destiny
from
suck
YouTube,
Nick
dipshit.
Fuentes' cock?
He got
Nope,
demonetized
he's
from
on YouTube right now.
got-
Nope, he's still
Listen,
monetized.
he got demonetized
Banned
from
from
YouTube.
Twitch.
So did
He's-
Destiny make Nick
Okay.
Fuentes a gay or not?
Wait, guys. By the way, one, I don't think he's demonetized. I could be wrong, but that's also not a ban. So that's not.
He said
said he got-
banned from
I
Twitch.
said he got banned
idiot.
from Twitch.
He didn't.
For something that
Yes, he
happened a
did,
few
from
years ago.
Twitch.
Shut up and listen. I said he got banned
Incorrect.
from Twitch for something that happened a few years ago, retard. And he got demonetized from YouTube. Now stop trying to suck his fucking cock, retard.
Okay, so
Why
the
does the
two
left?
things you brought up were the firefighter who got shot at the Trump rally and Charlie Kirk. He didn't get banned from Twitch for either one of those. He got banned from Twitch for calling trans
I didn't
people
say that's why he got banned
subhuman.
from fucking Twitch. I gave you examples of him calling for violence.
You said he got banned.
Oh
He
my
never got
god,
banned.
this dude is so goddamn stupid.
Well, you
What
said he
did I
got banned, he
say?
didn't get
What
banned.
did I say, Trick? I
You
said
Destiny. You said
this
Oh, you
god
want me to
dude
answer,
is
or is
so
it
goddamn
rhetorical?
stupid. Did he fucking say that he thought it was funny that the firefighter got shot?
is that a call to violence?
Yes.
Saying it's funny is a call
Yeah.
to violence. So
Yes. Yes.
okay. So
Yes,
just
when
to
you
be
say
clear,
if you're at a Trump rally, that's what you get. Yeah, that's a call to violence. Yep.
so okay, just making a joke about someone dying is a call to violence.
Motherfucker, you just tried to accuse me of violence because I used the word eradicate.
Yeah, you said we need to eradicate.
Okay, then
leftists,
use
and
the
I-
same
When they
logic
actually
here.
state things like this, because I can go find 1,000 times of Fox News
We
doing
have
it.
Destiny.
it's-
Wait,
Listen, Sagan. By the way, I don't know if your real name is Sagan, but in honor of fucking Mr. Sagan, you should take that off your name. You're a fucking retard. And be gone. I'm not going to unmute you. Nobody's going to mute you. You're done here. Anyway, yeah, it is the case that Destiny called for violence. It is the case. Now deal with Hassan Piker. Justify that.
Hassan
The
Piker's
most
not even
popular
a
Twitch
leftist.
streamer. Go ahead. Justify it.
That guy's
On
not a
that,
Democrat.
Can someone please
Right.
post where he called for violence? I don't remember hearing about that.
Where I was just
Well,
have a
Hassan
quick-
Piker calls for violence all the time. Hassan Piker should not be supported. Hassan Piker is a pro-commie retard, and he's not a Democrat. He's far left, and anyone who supports him isn't a part
I'm
of the
talking
Democrat
about
Party.
the left. I've been talking
period.
about the left the whole time. And by the way,
Yeah, but
since you
he's
want
far
to
left.
fucking
That's
a post, I'll just give you the
generalization.
quote since I have it in my head. How about when he was talking about fucking people who don't rent their houses out, and he said, "Kill the motherfuckers. Let their capitalist blood run red in the streets." How about that? Is that a call to violence? About
Say that
people
again?
who fucking don't want to rent their homes out? The most popular streamer on Twitch, the person that you weak back bitches follow the most and suck his fucking dick. Yeah. And see,
you're not talking
this
about
is
me.
the difference between the
Yeah.
left and the right. Who's the most popular fucking streamer on the
He's
right?
not talking about me either.
What
You
I come
think
into,
you
guys.
you
I've heard
think
of
you
Myron
think the most
Gaines.
I don't even
popular
know who these
streamer on the
are.
right is going to be somebody that could ever make a comment like that? No. Your people not only say it, but it's legitimized through the media and academia and the government. And then you try to take some off fucking worded sentence and twist that into fucking violence when you've got people like Hassan Piker calling it for as directly as you can. And you motherfuckers support that shit. You don't cry about it. You don't rally against it. You don't have anything to say about it. Right.
I wonder why they always champion people like, say, Destiny, these weird drug addict, hyper talking,
He's not
pupils
a drug
dilated.
addict.
Dude, I know he's never actually like said that. When I watch him talk, his pupils are always dilated. He's speaking really fast. He can't control himself. I mean, I watch Anna Kasparian, who's also on the left, and she can. So like, I don't understand why you guys champion these people.
Well, you
I
guys
really
are
don't.
railing against all the wrong things, but
Hey,
whatever.
man. Fuck the left.
Just watch Destiny talk and watch his eyes.
Yeah.
Anybody knows nothing about drugs?
Yeah, I do. I mean, wait, he's on Vyvanse. Yeah, I mean, he's on a prescription drug.
He's probably on everything in the book, man.
Man, I love how you, like, I'm not allowed to make these claims about the people that you guys watch because
I
you
said
guys
probably.
Yep. If I were to say that fucking Charlie Kirk, or if I were to say Donald Trump is probably a racist, or not a racist, a rapist, you'd have a fucking
No,
aneurysm
I would ask you why do you think that, and because
because
I
he
mean
was
you
found
asked me why I
civilly
think that.
liable for it.
Okay, civilly, right?
Yeah. Why does it
Okay.
matter?
Why does it matter why something is civil versus criminal? Because they have two completely different standards of guilt, for one thing.
Yeah, but probabilistically, they still need to meet at least a threshold of above 51%. So when I say probably,
Above
that means
51%
above.
based on
No,
what?
Yeah. Wait, do you think someone would find someone guilty if the odds that they did it was under 50%?
Dog, when it's
Do you
a
think that
fucking
Hey,
civil case, I don't know why,
yo,
because I don't know what evidence
That's not how
is
civil
presented in
cases
that
work.
case. But what I do know is evidence can be presented that's not allowed to be presented in a court case. And so what that tells me is it doesn't meet the standard of what we consider to be guilt in America. So.
all
It
right.
does for a
Speaking
civil
of,
case, which is why I said civilly liable. So in a civil case, the jury still needs to come to the conclusion that over a threshold of 51%, meaning that it's not a coin toss anymore, that he is a rapist or, well, a sexual assaulter,
Well,
right?
that's not a criminal
So
case.
when someone
A criminal
I didn't
case
say
is
a criminal
beyond a
case.
shadow of a doubt.
Didn't say a
dude.
criminal case.
Okay,
No,
well,
but
so
Javon,
what?
did you hear what Javon's words were? Javon said probably. Criminal cases don't use the word probably. Criminal cases
no,
are
bro,
above the word
I didn't say.
probably.
I said
yo,
probably in
can
regards
we?
to whether
All right,
Destiny was on drugs or not. I didn't say.
Right, exactly. And I'm saying Trump is probably a rapist in the same regard, right? I
all
have
right.
equal
Fuck that.
footing for
Fuck
the
these
claim that Trump's a
probably.
rapist that you do for him being on
Yes,
drugs.
I'm not
Yo,
bringing
yo,
a civil case towards Destiny or anything. Like I'm just saying that
No,
I
but
assume that he's.
I know I am. I'm the one
Listen,
yo.
brought it up.
Fuck
let-
the probablys. I
this
want to
is
talk
where
about
Trick
this
is a really
cash
bad
hell shit. Did you
debater.
guys talk?
Yeah,
Did
Hold
you
on.
guys
sure.
talk
This
about
is where
this?
Trick is a really bad debater. I just want to point this out how bad this dude is at
Oh
debating.
God.
9 times out of 10, when you make a point against him, he's not going to address it and he's going to say, "What about this other thing?" He does this every time. He's not going to address why the left overwhelmingly supports Hassan Piker when Hassan Piker said,
Not true.
"Fuck it, kill these motherfuckers, let the streets run red with their capitalist blood," referring to people who simply didn't want to rent out their homes. He's not going to address why Hassan Piker, the number one streamer that these leftard Gen Zers follow that are doing all this violence, by the way, why it's okay for him to literally interview a fucking terrorist, compare him to one of their homosexual ass fucking anime cartoons, and prop him up as some type of a hero. These people, as I've said, are anti-American, and that is why we should not afford them the courtesy of our fucking freedoms. We should not treat them with the freedom of things like freedom of speech and due process because they don't want it. They want to destroy it. So any way that we can get rid of these motherfuckers, we need to be doing it. And that is
Whoa. What do you mean any way we can get rid of
as
them? What does that
fair
mean?
as I can offer
They're-
you as a way.
Wait, what does that
to
mean?
They're,
What
they're
do you
gonna
mean
try and
any
construe your
way?
language.
That is as
He's
fair a
gonna-
way as I can offer you as a way to save your nation. Because these
Okay.
people do not want your fucking nation. They want to destroy it.
Oké, mag er zwart
Trick
voor
is
dat je
gonna,
wel...
they're gonna
Can
try
I
and construe your language.
can I
They're
respond?
gonna
Hold on, wait. There were some things there. Can I respond to that,
They're gonna
Javon?
try and construe his language though, because when he
No,
says
let other
anyway, I
people
know what
talk.
the
You
left
and I have
does.
been talking enough.
I know what the left does.
not-
Like when you say like anyway or whatever, they're gonna say, oh, what do you mean by anyway? Oh, and they're gonna start clutching their pearls and then trying to do the same thing that the left does. So yeah, just go
It's
ahead.
not the same thing. The Republican media did this when Donald Trump said that we need to put, or sorry, when Joe Biden said we need to put Donald Trump in the bullseye, right? They said that this was him calling for an act of violence because bullseye refers to like a scope and he needs to be shot. And it got so big in the Republican media that Joe Biden came out and apologized for it. So when someone says, by any means possible, we need to remove them from society, and for me to ask what he means by that isn't me trying to construe his language. It's me asking for clarification because earlier he said he doesn't care how people construe his language. So I'm going to continue to clarify so I don't
Frankly,
misrepresent
I don't
him.
want you to know what I mean by it. I don't want you to have the information to
Amazing.
be able to. I don't want you to have the information to be able to try to thwart what I'm
And then-
talking about.
Okay,
Frankly,
and-
you're such the
awesome.
fucking enemy that we need to stop
Ironic.
talking to you motherfuckers. So you
Ironic.
don't
then,
know
like,
the
at the
type
same-
of shit we're planning to do. Frankly,
Ironic.
you're such a fucking enemy that we need to be coming up with anything we can. Extrajudicial, it doesn't matter. I'm in favor
Doesn't
of
matter.
taking these trans people
Anti-constitutional things.
and
Yeah.
saying that they're a terrorist fucking group and their ideology is terror and just start locking them up based on that. I don't care at this point.
I got it. I get
And
it.
then Trick, you also didn't.
You are such a threat to a nation.
Can I respond
This
to the
is not the
Hassan Piker
difference.
thing?
Motherfucker, we don't always need you to respond. Shut up. You are such a fucking threat to the nation. This is not the difference between do we want safe, legal, rare abortion. This is not Bill Clinton. We're not disagreeing on something so trivial. We're disagreeing on the foundations of this nation and whether or not it will be able to survive you and what people like Hassan Piker want for this nation. As far as I'm concerned, the threat is great enough that we need to find any way we can to subvert these people, lock them up, silence them, take away their ability to vote, take away their fucking rights, any way we can. I'm down to make trans a fucking mental disorder and lock these motherfuckers up, dog. I don't care at this point. I think that their form of leftism should be evaluated as a fucking mental disorder. I think we should look at the people that Hassan Piker is followed by and start investigating them and look at taking away their rights to fucking vote. We need to be extreme with these people because they extremely intend on destroying our nation. And that's a fucking fact.
Yep.
And if anybody here heard me say that's a call to violence, you're a goddamn liar.
And
Yeah.
Trick, I just wanted to say when you heard Chromophene say that Infinite need to be put down like the dog he is or whatever, who's also a
condemned
leftist. Well, yeah, but I mean when you said it, you didn't have that same sort of like angst when you just heard Infinite say anyway. You know,
It's
you
not
met
true.
that.
I don't. Maybe my mic wasn't working. As soon as Chromo said that, I said that's not cool, right? I don't. Maybe I was quiet or muffled or something because Chromo was
Okay.
loud.
Sorry.
But that's not cool. We shouldn't be saying we need to put anyone down simply because of a political affiliation.
Who is we?
Well, Chrome,
We
you're
as in-
leftist.
we as- when I say we, I just mean anyone associated or a part of the Democrat Party. Right now, you're being
I'm not.
associated. I know you're not in factuality, but in association, you're being associated with me. So that's why I'm using the royal we. And to respond to this Hassan Piker thing, Hassan Piker does not represent Democrats. Hassan Piker is a Twitch streamer, the biggest Twitch streamer, like Infinite Diversity pointed out. Yes, he is very popular among my generation at a concerning level, which I would agree with him that it is a concerning level of my generation that is pro-commie. Okay, that's concerning. He is not reflective of the values that my party has because he's not a part of my party. He's a fucking communist. He didn't say he would advocate for Kamala Harris. He won't tell us who he voted for in the 2024 election. So I don't know why we're acting like this guy is a representative of my fucking party.
Because he is
Now,
the number one
I
streamer.
didn't interrupt
I'm
you.
going to
Please
tell you.
don't
I don't
interrupt me.
care. You asked a question.
Okay,
I'm going to tell you the answer.
hypocrite.
Because he's the number one
It
streamer
was
on
rhetorical.
fucking Twitch. And he's followed by more of you little fairy ass fucking Gen Zers than anybody else on this goddamn planet. That's why he's representative of you motherfuckers. And by the way, to support my claim, as I said, and proving this retard wrong once again in the side chat, Reddit post explaining exactly why Destiny was demonetized a few days ago off YouTube, exactly as I claimed. Now, continue.
Awesome. I just want to say to the room, at no point have I advocated for taking rights away from Republicans. Right now, infinite diversity is okay with taking rights away from me and people associated with my political party. He wants to take our right to vote away, to take our right to firearms away, to take our right to freedom of speech away, and he just advocated for that. Now, he will sit here and say that that isn't a call to violence, but I don't know what's more violent than restricting my rights as an American citizen. I was born here. I support my founding documents, and this motherfucker doesn't support it. So if you think that I'm not someone who supports my founding documents, why don't you sit here and reflect on the statements that the guy who is saying he supports America just did? He wants to take rights from American citizens away
Correct.
simply because he doesn't
Yep.
have a political alliance with them. And yet he is saying, I'm anti-American. I will die for infinite diversity to have his freedom of speech. I would die
Exactly.
for infinite diversity to have the right to not self-incriminate. I would go to bat for this motherfucker so he could keep and maintain
my
his
God.
right to bear arms. But would he do the same for me? Ask yourself that, because the answer is absolutely not.
Are you
Why?
on the
'Cause
left?
he's a fucking hypocrite.
Are you on the left?
I rest my case.
Are
I
you
will
on?
not
Are you
answer
on
your
the
question.
left?
You fascistic authoritarian piece of shit.
Are you on the left?
Shut up.
Thank you.
Are you on the left?
I'll keep
Down
saying
with
thank you.
infinite.
Yeah.
Down
He's
with
not taking questions.
infinite.
If you're
He's
on
not
the
taking
left,
questions.
I absolutely would be cool with having
Yeah, I'm
your
a
rights
Democrat.
taken away.
I'm a proud Democrat that supports my
Go ahead,
Declaration
Mark.
of Independence and my constitutional rights.
Yeah.
You
I
do
got
not
it.
support my constitutional rights,
Yeah.
and you said it yourself.
Yeah.
Quoted.
I'm
Take
not.
the
I'm not
Democrats'
running.
rights
I'm
away.
not running from it, son.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
take the Democrats' rights away. I want everyone in this room to know Republicans deserve their God-given rights. Underneath our Constitution, Declaration of Independence, you all deserve to have your voices heard.
No, you don't.
Infinite diversity, however, will not stand
No,
by
you
that
don't.
claim.
You don't
I
deserve
will, because I care about you because you're an
No,
American.
you don't.
You're
You
not
don't
just a
deserve it.
Republican, you're a fucking American.
No,
and
you
guess
don't.
what?
Go
We're
Smalley Smiley.
all Americans.
You don't deserve
Infinite
it.
is dividing us. Unite!
You don't deserve it.
Unite!
You don't deserve it. You
It's
have to
hard-
earn it. You have
it's
to
hard
earn
to
it, and you have to be
fuck
responsible
hearing,
with
bro.
it. You don't deserve it.
Unite! Everybody
you
unite!
didn't do anything to
It's
deserve
hard to talk.
it. Shut up.
It's
You
hard.
didn't do anything
it's
to
hard to talk-
deserve it. You have to earn it. You have to be responsible with it. And what these people are doing is throwing it away. They're destroying it because they're not grateful for it. They're destroying it because they're fucking brats. They're destroying it because they're ungrateful. They're destroying it because they're mental illnesses. They're destroying it because of material envy, because they see wealthy people and they're mad that they don't have the things that other people have, and they want to tear this country down. They don't want to support it. When Hassan Piker stands up there and says, kill the people who have houses that they're not renting out, is that American? Is that supporting American rights in any kind of way? No, that's as anti-American as you can get. And that means they're the enemy. When this country had a civil war, these people were also citizens, but guess what? They gave up their rights the moment they turned against the government, and they were put down for it. And so it is not the case that your rights are just inherent and guaranteed at all times. If it were, I as a felon would still have the right to vote. How is it that I lost my right to vote and my right to bear firearms? It's because I broke the law. And as far as I'm concerned, these people are doing the exact same thing. And I'm fine with putting them into a cohort of fucking enemies of this nation that through various means they lose their political power. I'm fine with that. Yes, I'm fine with taking away crazy fucking people's right to bear arms and right to vote. And if you want to destroy this country, why should you have a say in who leads it? Why? Go ahead, Mark.
Amen. Amen.
It's
Go ahead, Mark.
hilarious listening to a fucking felon talk about.
Go ahead, Mark.
No, I didn't have anything.
Oh, I thought
Okay,
you had something.
I want to say something real quick. I agree with Infinite 100%. The crazy people who are anti-American need to be shunned. I don't think they should have their God-given rights taken away. There are certain inalienable rights, if you were to read our founding documents, you would know about. You made a bad decision, which took away non-inalienable rights, and I haven't made those decisions. I'm not supporting things that are against our founding documents. I support our founding documents 100%, and like I said again, we as a nation need to sit here and say that political violence is not something we should tolerate. We should not join that cohort. We should not sit here and suppress somebody simply because they disagree with each other politically. So I appeal to everybody here as an American. Fuck your political party. Do I sound crazy for saying that you guys deserve your right to freedom of speech, that you guys deserve your right to vote, that you guys deserve your rights that are inside of our Constitution, while Infinite is saying that I, being a part of the left, deserve to be shunned, ostracized, and have my rights removed from America? If you think that you agree with Infinite, that's fine. If you don't, amen, I'm glad you have a brain.
I agree with him. World's smallest violin for you, Trick.
I agree with Infinite. I mean, I agree with Trick. I want to unite with the trannies. I want to unite, like really, really unite. You know?
Of course you do.
Unite.
Unite. We've been a unite.
Somebody
want to
was
make the
recording.
sandwich out
Really
of it.
do.
Trick, you shouldn't start. You shouldn't keep doing all this day drinking, Trick. I mean,
Yeah.
This is like past midnight drinking. I haven't slept yet.
Bro was screaming like he was on a movie.
That's what I'm saying.
I'm a third shift. I'm a third shift worker. This isn't day drinking.
Hey,
He's day
you don't.
drinking. He's day drinking.
Hey, Javon, you just don't get it, Javon. You gotta unite. You gotta unite.
That's what I'm
bro.
saying. Whenever he starts doing that, I
Somebody
know
got
he's
that on-
drinking. He's day
I
drinking
just
now.
hope somebody got that on recording. That was wild.
That was the 2030 Civil War. We gotta stand up for them trannies in Iraq. We gotta stand up
I
for
don't
all
give a
that
fuck about the
shit.
trannies. I give a fuck about people's rights. Fuck the trannies. I'm appealing to your ability to go out into a public sidewalk and say that you don't support trannies. I think you have a right to do that in America. That is your right to do stuff like that. The same way I have a right to say I do support trannies. The way I have a right to say I do support people having the ability to choose if they want an abortion or not.
Dude, who
I equally
cares?
support your right to
We
disagree
don't
with
care.
me.
We don't care. We're
I know you
beyond
don't care. I'm
supporting
talking
them.
to the other guy.
We're beyond supporting
Yeah,
them.
you're
We're not,
beyond
we're not
America.
talking about
You're not
fucking
American.
supporting them. You are
You're not
supporting.
American,
Shut
I
up,
get it.
bitch. You're supporting a group of people that are fucking murdering people over and over again. You're supporting a group of people that have a mental illness, and because
No
your
one should be
side
murdered.
is so fucking stupid, instead of saying these people obviously have a mental illness and we need
They
to
do
do
have mental
something
illness.
about it, instead you're saying,
We
no,
should.
they're really just women and they're born in the wrong bodies. And what we should do is take these fucking men, these women who want to be men, give them fucking antidepressants, and then give them testosterone. And then where does this bitch wind up? In Covenant fucking Christian school shooting babies. Because of your fucking ideology. Yours. And the shit that you
I'll do what
support.
Infinite said I would.
Shut up. Because
They
of
have mental
shit you
illness.
support and the people like you who support it. That's why we have these fucking people murdering babies. And so it
we
just
got like
is the
what,
case.
two people
It
that
just, I
murdered
don't
some
care
people?
how many you think it is. And so it just is the case. One is too many. A single fucking baby being murdered because
Not
you
in school shootings,
retards
though.
want to
Yeah, not in
slick be
school
fucking.
shootings though, right?
A single fucking baby being murdered because you retards want to slick
Unless they're in
suck a
pre-K.
fucking tranny
Wait,
dick and
because
can't
of the
tell
gun
fucking
rights
men
that
from
Charlie
women
Kirk stood for.
because you fucking
Like,
want
you
to
know,
suck a tranny dick and can't tell
so
fucking
this
men
guy,
from women. And so because of that, you all advocate for them to have the worst shit possible done to them, and then they turn out to be goddamn monsters. And the fact is, and this is a guaranteed fact, this is only the beginning. These people that you have fucking so conditioned with this evil are just now coming of age. They're just now getting to the point mentally where they are going to be doing more of this. And you created them. You created
so,
them, and you deserve to be fucking stopped, and they deserve to be fucking stopped. So take it how you want to
quick
take
question.
it. I don't care.
Yeah,
Trick,
go ahead, Mickey.
Do you think then that ex-felons should have the right to vote and bear arms again?
I think somebody who has a felony charge probably should have the right to vote. And I think that there are certain felony charges that I could see that I probably think after rigorous evaluations should have the ability to bear arms, probably.
Wait,
But
so
I'd probably feel more confident in me saying somebody who's a felon should have the right to vote still.
what are
yeah.
these? So,
And
Trick,
by the way, the
what
left
are
is
these?
the only one that supports that. I mean, Republicans don't support felons being able to vote at all.
So, what are these unalienable rights you are talking about
Life,
that we have?
liberty, and the pursuit of happiness.
Okay.
Which is
Interesting.
exactly why I'm anti political violence, and I would never use the type of rhetoric that Infinite has been using this entire conversation, while I can continue to condemn the rhetoric that reasonable people will hear him and come to this conclusion, even though he's not saying it. Even though he isn't for political violence, people will hear him say this and come to that conclusion. And this is exactly why, if you wanted Charlie Kirk alive, you shouldn't have voted
just
for Donald Trump.
Just relax. Okay, so wait, how did we get away with having slaves if everybody has the right to that?
How did we get away? Because people were wrong. They didn't see them as human. They said
so. Our founding fathers
the Constitution says humans have the right to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. Do you remember that slaves were considered to be 3/5 human? That's why.
Hold up. I gotta interject. This is nonsense. This is a lie. The Democrats always fucking shove this lie down our throats, and it's a lie. Let me clarify this 3/5 thing for this retard. Black people were never considered 3/5 human. This is nonsense. In the Constitution, 3/5 of a citizen was implemented as a way to stop slavery. Now, that may sound strange, but I can explain. It's very simple. When we were trying to stop the spread of slave states from having more political power, one of the things that was realized early on is that slaves made a population in a state higher. So, with that higher population, this gave those states more representatives because, of course, it's based on population. So the Three-Fifths Compromise, as it was known, was actually created not as a way to say black people were 3/5 of a human. That's some retarded Democrat nonsense. And also, by the way, the rhetoric that they tell black people today to make them feel inferior, which they still do. But it was actually created as a way to say, look, for every slave you have, we will only count them as 3/5 of a citizen instead of a full citizen so that they wouldn't gain as much political power based on their population. That's what the Three-Fifths Compromise was about. It was a way to slow down slave states from having so much power. It had nothing to do with the humanity of black people. This is a lie told over and over again by leftards who know something from TikTok but won't educate themselves at all. So anyway, continue with your lies.
I've never heard someone say
Continue
that.
with your lies, lawyer. Yeah.
I'm trying to correct myself.
I've already corrected you.
Yeah, but I'm trying to acknowledge your correction. Do you not want me to do that? Do you want me to
It doesn't
just
matter.
not do that?
I've done it already. I don't care.
It doesn't matter.
I
Wow,
stand corrected.
you're like such a fucking idiot. It's crazy. I've never heard someone say that. I don't want to take Infinite's word for it. What he says sounds reasonable and potentially the case considering the
What
time
did he
period.
say?
What did Infinite say? Infinite said that the idea of 3/5 human came from the 3/5 Compromise, where it had to do with representation in Congress on taxation rather than their actual humanity.
What?
Which
Right.
that sounds really realistic, and that's not
that's
the
technically
representation
correct.
of Congress and taxation, right?
Yeah, that's technically
the word
correct.
taxation never came out of my mouth, but anyway.
Well, regardless, he's right about the 3/5 compromise, but
You did say the three-fifths
The
compromise. So I'm inclined to think what Infinite said is true, even though I don't want to. And
well,
I'm more than happy
it,
to correct myself if I spend 5 minutes googling it and that what I said isn't true. It could be the case that the reason people thought slavery was okay is that it was just simply due to necessity for economics or something,
look,
or potential
the
other
ex,
arguments like racial, like white supremacy could have been the justification that they had. But
the
that's just not
ex,
what I've heard historically, and I could
look,
be wrong. But again, just notice though how willing I am to say that I could be wrong, and how unwilling Infinite Diversity is to be civil and to say he could be wrong about certain topics because he is so politically charged on every single position he has.
look,
I'm
we
not
know.
like that. I'm not the one doing that. He is.
Yeah, we can all see through his thing. But look, the thing about the
Purchasing.
slavery thing is he is correct about the 3/5. The 3/5 compromise sets the 3/5 meme in motion, but the actual original justification for the enslavement was twofold. One, in the colony days, they just didn't have enough people to work, so they made a rule that like non-Christians can be taken as slaves from like Africa. That's the way the laws and like the black codes are usually phrased, and that's how they end up getting here. But like, it's not really that they don't think of them as human; it's that they just think of them as like humans worth enslaving, which is not much better.
Hello.
Yeah, I don't know.
Hey, Cromwell, you notice how there was like a 10-second silence for people to come in and speak just now, and no one wanted to, and yet you're complaining about me and Infinite mainly speaking, and when someone did just interject, neither of us, neither me or Infinite interrupted him. If you don't want me and Infinite to speak, why don't you start speaking? Oh, newsflash, you say a lot of fucking dumb shit.
He's a cheerleader. That's
Yeah, I
why
was
he's a
just
cheerleader.
trying to. I was hoping that Pun Zombie could get in there and like address, because this is the problem I've had in this VC repeatedly. Whenever you try to like employ any nuance, which Infinite is completely lacking any fucking nuance whatsoever. So whenever you try to inject like the nuance and some understanding, like when you bring up, he keeps pretending like he's the Republican Party was the Republican Party of the Civil War era and all that, and that's not the case. Whenever I've tried to bring up like the Southern strategy and stuff like that and show how there was a flip in the parties, that always that
He doesn't believe in the flip of the
traditionally
parties.
got shut down.
Wait.
What?
He doesn't believe that the parties flipped.
Except, yeah, I know he doesn't believe that, but that doesn't make it true.
How could the parties be flipped if the same people who were advocating the worst messages for blacks 50 years ago, 60 years ago are still the same people that are doing it today? How could the parties be flipped
They're
if
not.
the party that tells black people every single day of their life that they live in a racist society, surrounded by racists, surrounded by Nazis, the party that tells black men they're never going to grow up to be able to do anything that white people can do because of systemic racism. They're always going to make less money. They're going to be discriminated against when it comes to college. The police are trying to pull them over and kill them. How could it be that the party that tells black people the absolute worst message that you could imagine could somehow be the party not of Jim Crow? How could it be when the Republican Party's message is we are a party of all people, that we accept all people, that we have a positive message, that you can do anything you want in this country, that you can be as uplifted and as economically mobile as you want to be? How is it that those two messages, which are definitely not the same, when one party is all about divisiveness and intersectionality, and by the way, for anyone who thinks that what I'm saying is exaggerated, I implore you, please, I'll try to find it, but go on YouTube and just look for the DNC chair selection. When they were trying to come up with new members and the fucking set of rules that these retarded bitches were going through in order to try to, they had rules that said shit like, well, if we get one nominee who happens to be a person of color but they're trans, and we'll count them as two, but if we get two that are trans and one that's a person of color and one that's white, then we'll count them as three. I mean, just the most ridiculous fucking rules. And it's amazing because when you watch it, the person who's sitting here saying all these rules, he can't even keep up with it. He has to look over at the fucking woman and be like, what the fuck is this? You know, nobody knows what they're saying because these people are all divisive. They're about intersectionality and immutable characteristics. The Republican Party says, hey, what law is good for me is good for you. That's true equality. That you can do anything I can do. Who's the party that tells black people we don't want voter ID laws because you poor black people can't get an ID? You can't get down there and fucking and get an ID to be able to have fucking voter laws. You can't work the internet. You can't turn on a fucking computer. The party of racism, the party of Jim Crow is the same party they've always been. The party of the KKK. And here's my final point. If it's not the fucking same party, then tell me how it is that Robert Byrd, who was a full fucking wizard in the KKK, was buried and presided over his funeral by Joe Biden, and this man was a lifelong Democrat. He never switched parties. How come this wizard never switched parties when this Southern strategy happened, supposedly? He'd been in the Senate for over 50 fucking years when he died. He'd been a lifelong member of the KKK until he wasn't. And supposedly he wasn't. And who presided over his fucking funeral? A Democrat, Joe Biden. So you tell me, when did this fucking party switch happen? It didn't. This is a myth.
Got it.
This is something that the left uses to try to justify the fact that they are still the party of the Klan, and they always will be because they're the most racist fucking people on the planet. We can see it every day in the way that they've made black people way more fucking racist now. When did you start hearing the word colonizer? When did you start hearing the word oppressor? When did you start hearing white privilege and whiteness? Where did that shit come from? It all came from the fucking left. It all came from the party of Jim Crow, and that's who they are, and that's who they'll always be.
Crumble, I want to let you respond to all of that. I just wanted to say that Infinite is totally right. Democrats are totally the ones that are divisive in saying that they're the party of all people. Joe Biden said that he hates his enemies and that he doesn't want anything good for his enemies. And Donald Trump said that he loves Americans and that not even a majority of Republicans are the ones supporting. Oh, wait, no, sorry, I have that backwards. It was totally Joe Biden that said that we should unite as a nation and that not all Republicans supported this thing. It was totally not Donald Trump because it's the other way around. But anyways, you go ahead and
yeah, that one statement totally disproves everything I just said.
It was every single thing he ever gave a speech on. If you paid attention, ever.
Why would you want your enemies to be united with you?
Wait, so
my
like,
enemies, listen. My enemies are my enemies.
An enemy. He didn't
my
view them as an
enemies are my enemies. I've already told you what I want from my enemies. I want my enemies fucking eradicated by any means necessary. That's what I said I wanted from my enemies.
This is why we're at a civil war.
So what if they are your enemy, why would you want them to fucking unite with you?
That's objectively a call to violence.
So I've already explained to you what this means, and that's your last warning.
By any means necessary, including death.
I didn't say including death. That's your last
warning. You said any means necessary.
If you claim one more time that I'm making calls to violence, you'll be banned from this room.
Stop saying any means necessary then.
By any means necessary. If you claim that I'm making calls,
fuck you.
Goodbye.
Oh my god.
That was your last warning.
Stop calling to violence.
You don't get to decide when I'm calling for violence.
It's simple. You're getting reported.
Oh damn.
Yeah. Anyway, Trick is nobody.
I've already answered the question.
He does not get to decide when I'm calling for violence, especially when I'm explicitly saying I'm not calling for violence. So.
Right, but if I say I wanna remove you from society by any means necessary, that is an implication.
No, it's not.
I'm not gonna carry this on. I'm just like that's the point.
That's your.
Oh, it's not.
That's your interpretation of what's being said.
So it's not any means necessary then.
Yeah, any means necessary. Does
That's
any means
a means.
Listen, does any means necessary say any illegal means necessary?
I don't know. Any means usually just means anything illegal or illegal.
Listen. I know you're used to giving your enemies the worst
I'm not gonna argue
interpretation
about
of
this
the
with you.
rhetoric.
I'm
You
just
can't
saying his
argue with
point.
it. You can't argue with it. The only way you can argue with it is if you're a fucking mind reader. Are you a mind reader?
Yes.
Right. So when I say
What
by
the
any
fuck?
means necessary for clarity for the retards in the room, I mean any legal means necessary. The framework we're talking about here is a legal framework. We're not talking about something outside of legality. So obviously, we mean within the bounds of the law. So please quit trying to take my words out of context. Thank you.
Yeah, that's what I meant by what I said too, by the way.
No, you said it was real specific, Chromo. You was like, "Oh, I want."
Yeah, summarily executed as traitors. Yes, there are laws about that. Yes.
Oh shit, I wasn't aware. I mean, I would try. But, yeah.
Wait, so Kermel, you also believe in this idea that the Democrat and Republican Party like flipped?
Oh yeah, no, yeah. I've actually done my homework on this. It is the fact that like the KKK was very closely affiliated, if not directly. Yeah, I think directly. I could be wrong on that, but I think they
So
were
when you
directly
say
affiliated
Yes, you
with the
are.
SBC.
You are wrong.
With
But
the
Chromo,
SBC.
does it make sense though that two parties would switch? In what way did they
Wait,
switch?
why,
Switch
why am I
names?
getting interrupted? Why am I?
No,
I
explain
let
more.
people
Explain
Because
more.
you have an alternate opinion. That's why.
Tell us.
So
When you're
again,
done, I got a question for you,
if
but go ahead.
if it wasn't a direct relationship, or it was at least an indirect relationship with the SBC, that it was the case that the slavers were the white Southern landowners, very Christian too, by the way. They used the Bible to defend their slavery. There was a guy named Josiah Priest in 1851 who penned a book called The Bible Defense of Slavery. So that is the case. So yeah. And who are those people today? The Republican Party.
So why, if that's true, then how come Joe Biden's buddy Robert Byrd, how come he just always remained a
Yeah, he was a
Democrat
lifelong
when he,
Democrat.
Well,
yeah, and he
I have
even
I have
admitted to being a KKK recruiter. I mean,
So,
he rejected it
I have a
later on, but he never flipped to Republican, and
Correct.
he's a what was he a?
so what
So
you're
I have a
saying is not
clarifying
the
question
Affirm
parties
as
as
that
well,
well.
switch?
because the claim here is that because they were Christian, that they were Republican, but there weren't atheists. Like everyone was Christian back then.
So, yeah, so what you're
There's
saying
always
is
been
that it's
atheists. What are
not
you
the
talking about?
parties that switch, but it's electorate that switched the party. Like what used to the first, like the racists would vote for like the Democrat, but later they would vote for the Republicans.
Well, the
Okay,
people claiming they're
I'm
Christians
trying to
are
understand.
the people that
Oh,
were
so
claiming
wait,
they're Christians are kind of the go along to get along people. I find that a lot with the Democrats, to be honest with you. Like my Democrat people I know,
wait, hold up.
and
So
you know, I mean, look at
It wasn't
Hitler.
a
All these
party. Yeah,
people
let
who
me clarify. Let me clarify. It wasn't a party switch. It was a demographic switch.
that's what I
Yeah,
wanted to
electoral,
ask. That's
electoral
what I wanted to
switch.
ask.
Like,
Okay, so you think it's a demographic switch? You think that the demographics switched and
Yes,
the
as
racist
the
people that were
Democratic
part.
Party
Hold up,
became
hold up,
more and
hold up.
more.
Let me ask this question. Do you think that the racist people that were in the Democratic Party, like the people that supported KKK, that supported segregation, that supported laws that basically they opposed any laws that would go for getting rid of like segregation in schools and stuff like that. People who wouldn't, were in the Democratic Party. You're saying now they're no longer those same people in the Democratic Party.
What I'm saying, as far as I can tell, looking back at history, there was a subtle shift throughout the 20th century, that during like Reconstruction and all that, desegregation, Reconstruction, all that, that as the Democratic Party, as like uh, black people in the South became more and more Democrat, they were Republican. Then they started moving to the Democratic platform. The people in the Democratic platform switched sides and started voting Republican. That's what I'm suggesting.
well, have you noticed on social media though that the black people that I'm seeing all over TikTok, YouTube, these people that have these channels, most of the ones that are black and the Republicans, I don't hear them being racist towards white people at all. But it seems like the black people that are very vocal are definitely open about being Democrats. So do you think that it still attracts just racist people of what other whatever color? Like what's the deal with that?
Yeah, blacks are still on the plantation. That's what you got to realize when it comes to the Democrat. Yeah.
But
So
why did they see the Republican Party on? Or even in my
You're
life, I don't
lagging,
see any
you're
black
lagging, you're lagging.
Republicans that are just not bad. But what's up with the black Republicans not being racist all that much?
They're not. Well, we're not, but yeah, it's an interesting thing. Yeah, maybe that the Democratic Party just breeds racism because most blacks are like 80 or 90%, on the plantation and still sipping the Kool-Aid. Eyes free, by the way. I'm not on the left or a Democrat, but
Amen,
and
brother.
they
But
echo
why?
racism. They echo
Why
racism.
did you? Why do you choose? What is it of the Republican Party that draws you to it?
It's just common sense. It seems like common sense to me, and freedom, right to bear arms. I mean, all the historical things about them supporting the Klan, Robert Byrd, Strom Thurmond, Joe Biden. I can never be a black person, and also the things that the Democrats support, like transgenders, being in the locker rooms with women. Like, I cannot, in good conscience, vote for the left if I'm a black person. Not even any
Well, what
person.
about you? What do you think about these universities starting these segregated clubs and
Stupid.
you know
Stupid.
uh,
so
dorm rooms and stuff? And it just makes me wonder how happy that makes the Ku Klux Klan. They're probably super glad they won it.
Well,
If they're
yeah.
sending their kids off. But then what happens if you have one kid that's black or a kid that's mixed, or you have a kid that's black and a kid that's white because you remarry and they both go off to university and now they have these separate facilities thanks to what party? What party's pushing that?
That's why I said it's common sense to me on the right because it makes no sense because like I saw this video of a library of a black girl getting mad at a white kid at a college because he was reading in the black only section of the library. Like these are the same people who don't want segregation, but then they're encouraging it. It's like they only want things when it's convenient for them. They don't live or die by anything. That's why I cannot be a part of the left, and I just can't. Also, they support
and so that
abortion, and then that's the number one
Well,
unsafe position
yeah.
for a child to be is in a mother's womb. I think anybody on the left that supports any of this hates black people. They support abortion, which means you got to hate black people because that's where we die the most at. It's just all this in totality. I could never be a part of the left.
Well, I mean, to me, just the history, the name of the Democrat Party has ties to such just a horrific history in America. It's like joining, I don't know if you saw in the news where the Ku Klux Klan, they were being interviewed about how they want to change their image to attract more people. So they're going out and giving to the poor. So like doing all these things to try to look good, right? So they're changing their image. But who in the world would ever, anybody, smart person would ever go around and wear KKK across their shirt because they're giving out food to the poor? It's like the Democrat Party is like, why would you
And then
ever
and then you know what's
even
crazy? What's even crazy? I was so ashamed to be a black person watching this 2024 election because I made this point before. I saw how Kamala Harris and how the world actually thinks of us. And when she didn't get like intellectual blacks on the left, like Killer Mike, for example, or instead, she got the bitches and whores of our community, like Megan Thee Stallion and Sexy Red and Cardi B, to shake that fat, funky pussy all across the campaign stage. She does not think about black. She
Yeah.
doesn't. She realizes that she thinks that we're stupid. She thinks that we're not intellectual. We don't want policy, and largely that's correct. Most black people are
But
brainwashed.
yeah,
remember,
you're
Dumb.
one of them, buddy.
remember,
But
she said she's out in these streets. That was
exactly,
hilarious.
and she lied
Yeah, I'm
about
in
listening
these
to
streets. I'm
Tupac
in
and
these
smoking
streets.
weed. But yeah, all of that in
No, yeah.
totality, man, I see how Democrats actually treat us, and they think we're stupid, and most of us are stupid, but they don't try to like
Yeah.
bring us out of that shit, bro.
No,
They don't
Doug.
try.
So I think Infinite brings up a very good point that all the when he says that like the racists just are still there, they're just operating kind of differently, right? So
Yeah,
they just segregate. They've always been known to be the segregating party, right? They've always been okay with segregation and they want to keep shit
Oh yeah.
segregated. So then if you look at laws that effectively are like passed to be like DEI or George Floyd Justice and Policing Act. I didn't even know this existed. But like things like this, these are like laws that are passed to basically give what black people like a different view, make them ban basically racial profiling can't be a thing. So you're
No,
segregating them through
look,
laws.
they're
It's a
doing
different
worse
way of
than that. They're
segregation.
doing worse than that. They're taking, under the guise of Black Lives Matter. Okay, and anybody who studied Black Lives Matter knows what at the corporate level, not the
Yep.
slogan, not the meaning, but the corporate level, knows what a ripoff that was. Okay, but under the guise of Black Lives Matter, these Democrats advocated for less police. Now, I would implore anybody here to do their own research. Don't trust me, but what I'm going to tell you is very clear. In the places where they advocated for less police, the outcomes were horrible. And who do you think the outcomes were the most horrible for? The outcomes are the most horrible for mostly black people. Because even in these communities that we don't talk about, communities that the left certainly doesn't care about, where black people are killing black people, it's a tiny little percentage of black folks that are doing a lot of fucking violence to a lot of black
Sure
folks.
is.
And it should be considered political violence. It should be considered a type of terrorism. These are organized gangs, they're structured. And what should be happening is we should be rooting them out, eradicating them, getting them in prison. But instead, the Democrats come along and they lie to you. And they tell you, oh, black people are getting locked up for weed. Anyone can go to prisonpolicy.org. I am not the biggest fan of law enforcement in this country in some context. But when it comes to keeping us safe, I believe in law enforcement. And the fact is that when you look at prisonpolicy.org, out of 1 million people in state prison, 700,000 of them were in there for violent crimes. The Democrats would tell you it's all about drug offenses. This is not true. The Democrats will tell you things like it's all about private prisons. Less than 2% of people in state prisons are in private prisons. That's a fact, something they will never tell you. They lessen the police in these communities so that this tiny percentage of people could do more damage under the guise of not harming in some racist, desperate way some percentage of black men. And what's it allowed them to do? It's allowed them to run rampant through these fucking communities and absolutely destroy them even more. And who's benefiting from these communities being destroyed? It's the fucking Democrats. So over and over and over again, they advocate for policies that destroy these fucking people. Whether it's the welfare system, whether it's getting these fucking homes broke in half, whatever it is, they say things like, "Oh, just let people have drugs. Oh, just decriminalize drugs." They know that,
Yeah, you
and,
know
and,
how
and, and at the same time, they'll turn around and tell you, oh, look at what the
if
crack epidemic did to the black community. So, on one hand, you want them to have the thing that you think destroyed them. And on the other hand, you're saying it destroyed them. These people are fucking evil. They are racist. And at every turn, they advocate for policies that destroy black people more and more and more.
I was just gonna
Yeah,
say
I
that if they
agree.
decriminalize drugs, then the black community is gonna go back to what it was in the '90s, and they don't realize that.
Well, you remember when they said that a lot of these robberies, a lot of the people stealing stuff was because of they can steal stuff, and if it's less than $800, they can't they won't send them to jail. They'll give them a ticket or whatever. There's a
Yeah.
video out right. There's a video out right now where these black girls are in the back of the wagon, the police wagon, and the girls were like, "But we stole stuff that was under $500. I thought we didn't have to go to jail."
Oh,
And
I
she,
saw that. Yeah,
Yeah,
two of
the
them.
I
Yeah, I
cop,
seen
saw
that
that.
the
too.
cop,
Yeah,
the
yeah.
cop, he said, "Oh, it was more than that." They were like, "Oh, it was on sale. It was half off." It's like, honey, you don't get a discount when you steal.
Yeah,
Right.
and
I'm
and
like,
Stupid. Now you got hit with a felony.
and
yeah,
the thing is, who is it that's promoting these policies of, oh, let's just let them steal a certain amount. Oh, let's just let them break into cars and shit. And what's that doing to their lives? They're not promoting policies that are helping these people. Yes, the policies would need to be tougher. Yes, there are people who would have to go to prison. But the end result is just like raising a child. You don't raise a child by just letting them do whatever the fuck they want, romp a room, running around all the time and shit.
Right.
You give them structure and discipline. And the end result, yeah, at 3, they're a fucking Tasmanian devil, but hopefully at 33, they're a fucking normal human. And the same thing is true here. And what the Democrats are advocating for is just let these people do whatever the fuck they want. Let a small group of young men terrorize these communities, by the way, and they don't care. You know why? Because they're not the ones suffering. They're not the people that are in these communities that are dying in droves and afraid to go out in their communities and shit. The Democrats advocate for this because they are and always have been the party of Jim Crow, and this is the new form of their Jim Crow, the new form of their segregation. So never let them fool you as to who they are or who they were. The parties never switched. You can argue certain demographics switched. You can argue that people who were in the South more prominently used to vote Democrat and now vote Republican or something like that. But the ideals have always been the same. And the people who advocate for those ideas advocate for that particular political party. And that's a fact. So.
And I don't even know the history of it, but all I know is what I see on TV, on YouTube. It's just the people of the Democratic Party are just racist, openly racist. Now, I have friends that are Republicans, but they will say something and they're ashamed of, they're ashamed. They know that they shouldn't be saying it. They're not open about it. But these people are just straight up crazy open about it. Just racist scum.
If the parties didn't switch, then why did black voting demographics switch?
I just said you can argue. I literally just said that you could argue that some people changed who they voted for, and that's fine. You can make that argument, and that's fine. The same way that we can make the argument that there's way more Latinos that voted for Trump this time than before. Does that mean the party switched because there's more Latinos voting for him? That would be a stupid thing for me to say, almost as stupid as the thing you're saying now. And so
no, this is completely disanalogous.
Shut up when I'm talking. It just is the case that when you look at the fucking map for voting, where Trump won, by the way, the popular vote, and he won almost every one of the states except for the New England states, California, Washington and Oregon, Colorado and New Mexico, all these other states he won. So what are we saying? Are we saying the party switched, but all these people are fucking Republican in these states? No,
what about the Asians?
It would be silly to say that.
No,
there's a mix of Democrats and Republicans in each of these states.
Yeah, that's
the parties never
disanalogous
switched.
to what
If the
I'm
party
saying.
switched, then exactly what I've said and somebody else already said, and it's worth repeating, we would have seen Robert Byrd, wizard of the KKK, recruiter for the KKK. We would have seen him switch. We never seen that happen. So
so this is.
You have to have a good. Let me respond to you though. You'd have to have a good understanding of like the cultural impact that happened on the black community after the civil rights and what exactly LBJ did to the black. I like to blame it all on culture, but yeah, you just have to really understand the cultural aspects that happen to the black community and why they are voting the way that they are. Because if you talk to most black people, most of them are anti-gay, they're pro-guns or whatever. You think you're talking to a lot of right-wing Republicans, but they, for some reason, still vote Democrat because of the celebrity influence and the culture of the community. But
yeah, my point.
Do we think it's a coincidence?
Oh my God, he's still talking.
Go ahead.
Fucking
Go ahead,
hell.
Glenn. Go ahead.
Yeah. So my point is that if it really was the case that they were mostly Republican in the, say, the post-Civil War era, and that's like the anti-Jim Crow party, it doesn't seem to me that such a radical switch could be offered without a radical switch in what the Republicans are offering. Why would they suddenly switch to a completely different thing if everything was fine?
Because post New Deal demographic shifts and post World War II demographic shifts altered the country in such a way that once you had equal rights, once you had civil rights, you had people trying to climb to a different place in the country, aspire to something new. Guess what? Lyndon B. Johnson offered them that. Now, I argue it was a poison pill. I don't think there's any coincidence, and I would implore anyone here, I always say this, do your own research. I've done the research. I don't need to do it again. Do your own research. Go and look at what happened to black people once they all started voting Democrat. Go and look at the metrics for criminality, for family, their single family rate, marriage rate. Go look at their statistics for murders. Go look at them. And what you're going to see is once they started voting Democrat, all of these metrics that are negative started skyrocketing. So I submit to
And
you that
literally,
the people who formerly had them under their boot heel through Jim Crow and through slavery devised a new way to control them. They devised a new way to eradicate them. And this is in the welfare system. This is in the breaking up of the black family, something that black men have spoke about for a long time, the feminization of black men. Any black man in here, you can speak on it. I'm sure you know about it better than I do, but I've seen it my whole life. I've listened to black people talk about it my whole life. This is in the way that they advocated for certain policies that were not Christian and went directly against the church, which they were very strong in. Anti-Christian policies, abortion. Literally, the person who come up with this plan, Planned Parenthood, she was a fucking racist. She wanted to get rid of black people. Margaret Sanger, you can go look her up. And these people advocate even to this day, sticking an abortion clinic on every fucking corner in black communities to get rid of them. Because, once again, they are the party of Jim Crow and the party of the KKK, and they never switched.
even if you look at like under Jim, oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead. I was cutting you off. Go ahead.
No, you started before me. Go ahead with it.
Oh, well, I was just gonna say, but real quick, if you look at the marriage rate for blacks under Jim Crow, it was like 70 to 80%, and that's literally in reverse today. Now, like 70, 80% of us don't even have dads in the home
Talk about
at
the
all.
feminization aspect.
And
I know you know about it.
Yeah.
Talk about it.
I think the down low shit.
No,
Oh, dog.
what was
I'll
it they
never
said?
forget.
Trying to put them all in dresses, trying to feminize them.
Yeah.
Like I've heard
They
black people talk about
I'll
this
never
for
every
years.
single time. Oh yeah, because every single time, like watch a show. It's called Blackish. Maybe you've seen it. It has that one actor, and it's just similar to the Bernie Mac show. But they always lump blacks and gays together, and they've been doing it for decades. For decades, literally. Why is LeBron James wearing a dress for a fucking fashion? Why do they take these black figures and try to institute gay shit? I don't get it.
How many black
But I think
celebrities?
That's known.
And that's all Hollywood, and that's all Democrat. And how many black celebrities have we had come out and say, "Man, I don't know what's going on, but they tried to put me in a dress. They said in order for me to,
Right.
you know what I'm saying?"
Yeah, Saquon Diggs in the NFL said that.
Well-
He's like, why are they trying to put me in a dress for a photo shoot?
This is
What I was going to
Democrats,
say,
dog.
what I was going to say aligns with what you are talking about, because if you look way back in the '60s, that it was the Democrats, man. They were using, say, Frank Sinatra. They were using, these Hollywood people, these singers. First, they did it best, and as years went on, they used these famous people to, bring people into their party. And they just been really good at being bad, I guess you'd say. I mean, it was like lures, you know what I mean? They were just hooking people with these famous people.
Yeah, yeah. It's a very sick thing, and I think that most Democrats. I mean, I don't want to say they're intentionally doing it, because most people that are part of the Democratic Party are just ignorant and unaware of these things. They're just ignorant, and they've never really looked into their party and done the research. Is really what I want to say that. Then again, I talk to a lot of y'all, not you, but just saying y'all.
Well, you
Democrats
made a
are
good
just-
you made a good point about Kamala, though, and how she had the booty twerking
Yeah,
rapper or
bro.
whatever.
She could have got.
I didn't know who she was,
She
but
could.
my
Yeah.
my point is that what do they stand for, right? I know Charlie Kirk, spoke at Trump's was part of his, campaign and stuff, and spoke for him. But any of those people that Kamala, right, chose, it could be from Snoop Doggy Dogg to Lady Gaga, if any of those got assassinated by some Republican
Oh yeah.
person,
Yep.
is the world, all these different places in the world that have nothing to do with uh the Democrat Party or whatever, like we saw with Charlie, these people around the world that have nothing to do with American politics, just meeting in the streets. You know what I mean? Like there is something that the Republican Party has built themselves upon, that when it happened, it affected the whole entire world, and people came out that have nothing to do with Trump. You
Yeah.
won't see that. It's like they're choosing these people who just represent what you could see, at your topless bar, pretty much, or at a party like Snoop Doggy Dogg. I mean, just the lowest of the low type of, what you would do when you're in high school. You know what I mean? Like, just it's weird, man.
You see what the left is trying to do to Snoop Dogg now, and they made him apologize. I believe, yeah, they made him apologize for it. I know old school Snoop Dogg would have said, "Nah, fuck them hoes" or something like that. But literally, they made Snoop Dogg capitulate and apologize for his
For
comments
what?
about like
Snoop sold
because
out in the last couple of years.
yeah, he's not
Sold
young
out,
anymore.
or is he just,
Now he's a total sellout.
He's
or
not.
is he getting wise?
Yeah,
Is
he's
he
not
just
young.
getting old?
No. Old school gangster Crip Snoop would have said, "Fuck them hoes." I don't care what you
That's
talking
right.
about.
No, but he has
But
grandkids now, right? So he's not trying to do that in front of his grandkids.
He's got
Right. So
stockholders
what?
now,
he
motherfucker.
What does he have?
brought his
So what?
grandkids. Well, he brought his
So
grandkids to the
what?
movies, and he brought his grandkids to the movies, and they asked him the question in the movie theater: "How can two women or two men have a baby?" And he said that he was like, "Yeah, I don't know how. Like, why are they showing this to y'all? This is a kids
The
movie.
last, the last thing he wants is his grandkids to grow up like Crips, right? He doesn't want them to be Crips. He wants them to be better, and I respect that.
Yeah, but it's like okay, he almost got canceled. If he didn't apologize, he would have got canceled because he posed the question because his
Yeah,
grandkids posed the question to him like, how can two women or two men have a baby? Because they were going to see a kids movie, and
I think he's trying to rebrand too. He's doing like children's music or children's songs and kids
Dog,
books.
he's
He's
trying to
writing a
get
lot
that
of
retirement money, man.
maybe, yeah.
You know how many
Very
books Kamala could have sold if she would have just been honest about the party, about
oh
her
yeah,
party, what they did, and actually just told the truth, just be straight up. There'd be so many Republican people that would be buying it. You know what I mean? Instead, she's just
There
he
are
lies
those
about
books
everything.
do exist, by the way. That like there are lots of people who leave the administration and write books about how it was so awful, and none of you guys talk about that. Isn't that interesting?
Kamala lies about everything. She lied about her race. She lies.
were they the vice president? Were they running for president?
They're just like the staffers who would have like the inside knowledge, and they write about how it's all the secrets, it's all the
Oh,
truth, and
but
they all
we
do
we
this.
know. Pretty much everybody
Not
knows who's
Kamala though, of
honest.
course.
Realize, well, everybody from the McDonald's
Sure.
person knows that information, but it takes somebody like Obama, Hillary. If one of them come out, and they're trying to make money, but they're telling the truth coming from their mouths, which we already know the truth. I think people would go out and support them even though they shouldn't get money at all because we already knew the truth. But I would buy the books just to say, here's a cookie for doing good. Thank you.
Yeah, but this is exactly why they do it though, because people like you give them money, right? It's not it. I don't even think it's the truth. I just think it's stuff people want to hear, right? Because if you say, "Well, I was part of the government, and there were like alien cryptids everywhere," because like we know they're aliens now, right? That's actually true, right? We know there were aliens at some point. But now we're just like, dude, there were alien cryptids in Trump's room, dude. They were there with me. Yeah. And you do this whole thing, right? Like, yeah, you could make like loads of money off it if you were actually there. Because then someone has to go, oh, it's not credible, or oh, it didn't happen. And then people are gonna believe you over
Well,
them. It's gonna be a whole thing, right?
I'm talking about the
This
stuff
is
they were.
conceivable, right? Like, this isn't like me being
Oh.
crazy. Like this could happen feasibly. This is why like false accusations happen.
Well, they almost had a man. I mean, the stuff they were saying about Trump could have got him put in prison for a very, very long time. And thank goodness they investigated and said, no, it was started by Hillary and her little goons, which I didn't even know that till lately. So it's like, what really happened and who's going to be held accountable? And it would be nice if Kamala or one of them that knew, maybe Obama, would come out, write a book, and just ask for forgiveness for selling out.
Yeah. I just think the Democratic Party is just inherently dishonest. I think that they're just dishonest. It's all they realize something very good is that perception is reality. And I think that the Democrats only like care about perception. I think that's just like their main goal. Like they will lie and do whatever it takes, but they just
That's what Charlie Kirk was good at, right? So he would ask these people, well, the questions, knowing that they have been eating up MSNBC, CNN, all the stuff. So he knows what they've been fed. So they're going to spew it out. And he already has the answers to be like, no, that's not the truth. This is the truth. And I think that they hated him for it.
Oh yeah. He was actively dispelling their myths. Yeah. Black people are oppressed. Yeah, but I don't even know. I think that the average like brain power of a Democrat is just like on retard because they think that like, oh, black people are oppressed. I'm like, we literally have grants and HBCUs and stuff for us. That I mean, I don't know. I think that the average Democrat is a get along, go along type of person that just doesn't want to, do any harm, and they hear messages that the Democrats say and they fall for it.
Well, I mean, who wasn't too long ago that really smart Indian kid? He's trying to get into medical school. Remember that? Yeah,
Oh
he couldn't get
yeah.
in, and his
Dude.
Indian
Oh my.
buddies who were in medical school with him
His
couldn't get in. So he
his
said he was black for how many years,
yeah
and
his
he got accepted.
I read that book. It's called Almost Black, and what he did
Oh,
was
he was
he shaved all of the fucking hair off his head, and he just identified as black. He literally would grow a beard or whatever, would just shave all his
right,
hair off of his head because he does have the same melanin that we have, and
right,
he got his grants and his scholarships for being black, and he wrote an entire book about it.
and he
About
did
how
it based upon the stats. He said he looked at the numbers, and he
Yeah.
saw that he would probably get in if he said he was black compared to him and all his buddies.
Hey,
Yep.
Jovan, I got a quick question for you.
What's up, bro? Howdy, neighbor.
Hey, do you know what an Uncle Tom is?
This the neighbor that ain't
Oh
gonna
my
never
god.
let
Oh
him
my
kick it
god.
though. Hey,
Yeah,
That
he
is
want
so
look, bro,
racist.
look. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
No, I'm just asking. I'm
Oh.
just asking.
Yes, the hero Uncle Tom. Or are you talking about like the modern of like Uncle Ruckus, Uncle Tom type of stuff? Yeah.
I bet he don't even know about what Uncle Tom actually did in the book. I bet he's never read Harriet Beecher Stowe one time. Hey, but notice this fucking piece of shit's getting ready to
I'm
call
just
you a fucking Uncle Tom.
no.
And notice
I
he's
just,
notice
dude, I
he's your
asked a
neighbor.
question.
Hey,
I just asked a
notice
Hey,
he's your
question.
Cromwell,
neighbor.
you're
But
absolute
notice there
dipshit.
ain't no way this piece of shit would come do that to your face though. But yeah, but go
Dude,
ahead.
I asked a fucking question.
Yeah.
What is your problem? What is your major malfunction?
Do
Isn't that what they said about
Do you
Ben
know who
Carson?
Do you know who Josiah Henson is? Because
Well,
that's who Uncle Tom is. But
he's Chrome. He's calling you racist, even though you just asked a question.
Motherfucker ain't
No, I
never
didn't
read
call him
Harriet
racist.
Beecher Stowe one time.
I didn't,
Guarantee it.
because I've read the Uncle Tom, so that's what I'm saying. Like, are you talking about like the modern definition of Uncle Tom, or like the fucking like Josiah Henson? That's who Uncle Tom is historically, but I mean, he's literally born into slavery.
Well, you just answered his
Yeah, I
question,
know.
right? So
Okay,
you
all right.
not
Thanks.
what do you think? He's
Of
asking
course,
you a question now.
he means the modern, of course. Because Uncle Tom is a black person. That's like
So who
Well,
thinks
like
it
pro
is
white, I guess.
because my own neighbor called me Uncle Tom. This is what I'm not. Yeah, I'm not Uncle Tom. I'm just somebody
Yeah,
who.
I didn't call you anything. I just asked.
No, you didn't
But
call.
do you think he is?
You was just
You're
asking,
implied
right?
though.
You was just dog whistling, right? Ain't that what
Yeah,
y'all say?
kind of like what you do, right?
Yeah.
That's the Democratic way. That's the Democratic
Yeah.
way.
Look, Grandma, I'm about to be barbecuing this weekend. You're welcome to come get
I'm
some
not a
barbecue.
Democrat. I don't know why you keep confusing me with a
Just the
Democrat.
most slick ass shit that'll
I'd
fall out of your
never, I
mouth when you
never,
fucking
I'm,
hiding on the internet behind your anonymity.
hey, I don't know who you are. To be honest with you, I don't see your name. I don't know who you are. I don't know who's ever called you a Democrat, but that's what I see coming from Democrats. So it was just a guess.
He supports their way of thinking. He supports their ideology, which
Dude, I asked a
Well, if
fucking
he
question.
says something like that, I mean, that's when you hear other people ask black people that, that's usually what you get. They're making fun of
Well, I get called it
black
all the time,
people.
every day. I mean,
you
I'm
know
at work,
what
but
to
Well, I
Or
mean, isn't that what
serious
they call?
question.
That's what they call
Serious
Bill
question.
Cosby.
Was there an invite to a barbecue this weekend? Because if so, I'm fucking down. Let's do this. I'll bring the mac and cheese.
I'm gonna be barbecuing in Chrome. We live in same area. I mean, I'd like for him to come over for some barbecue. I got some pork ribs. Got some St. Louis or baby back. I got beef tips. I got chicken wangs. I got everything for you.
Yeah, and you can, because I'll admit it. I've never read the book. You can tell me all about the book.
Yeah, we
Yeah,
know.
but when you
Because
guys are
if you
saying,
because if you had, you would know that in reality, he was the hero. That what he suffered was for everybody there, and he suffered greatly for the entire plantation.
his dad literally got mutilated and whipped in front of him. I mean,
Why do y'all
yeah,
think
man.
the
Yeah, I'm
Democrat Party
familiar
like
with
to
the
say
buck
that?
breaking and all that shit too. Yeah.
Because
But why does the
because
Democrats
before
use that?
but before Before
Why do
the,
you keep? Well, I don't.
before the
I don't
Uncle
know. You'll have to
Tom,
ask a fucking Democrat that. I'm not a
before
fucking
the
Democrat.
Well,
Uncle
they're the
Tom
only ones I ever
character,
hear use it.
before the Uncle
Well,
Tom
apparently you haven't
character,
talking to that many.
shit.
You know, I'm not. I don't know what to tell you. I'm not a fucking
Before the
Democrat.
Uncle Tom character was basically, you know, went through the motherfucking gauntlet. Um, you know, he capitulated in some ways, and so you know, a lot of people like to use it like, oh, you're gonna capitulate, you're gonna serve them, but eventually you're gonna get your wake up call, and bad shit's gonna happen to you. And that's kind of how they like to originally talk about the Uncle Tom character in a negative way. Because yeah, you could argue he capitulated in some ways,
Well, I think
but at
it's
the end of the
more.
day,
I
he
think it's.
suffered greatly in order to not.
Oh, okay, that's fine. He can tell me about that. I'm talking about,
Thought I
and
was
he asked
talking.
me this question, so I will clarify. I was talking about the more modern conception of like the character in Django, right? That's what's modernly considered
The
like an uncle.
Django? It's Django.
He
Bro.
said the
Django,
Django.
okay, Django. Sorry, I'm white. Sorry, I'm white.
No, but
I
that was
do
the whole
consider
point. The
He's
whole one of the main points of that movie was because he's black and the D is
The
silent,
D
bro.
is silent.
All
Well,
right,
here
sorry.
I think the funny thing is, okay, so
I'm a
maybe he's
dumb white
relate.
boy. What can I tell you? I'm a dumb
He's
No,
fucking white.
he's
it's
maybe he's hinting, right? He's hinting to you that you're like an Uncle Tom because of the way
uh,
you're acting. Just like I'm hinting that I think he's a Democrat because of the way he's acting. But he don't know you like I don't know him.
yeah. No, I mean, I'm of the right, but I'm not far right, but I'm definitely of the right. I mean, even me and Infinite disagree all the time about stuff. I mean, it doesn't matter. I mean, but
Well,
that's
hey, do you like Ben Carson?
yeah. Ben Carson. I mean, I would have voted for him if I was able to vote back in the 2016. I would have voted for Ben Carson. You know, I would have.
Well,
I
well,
mean,
why
yeah,
do
you're not
people call
wrong. I
him?
mean, you're absolutely not wrong. The Democratic Party would consider Ben Carson and Uncle Tom. That's correct.
Yeah, mind
I would
you,
agree.
And
he was
why?
one of the
Let
greatest.
me ask
Yeah,
you.
why?
He's one of the
Yeah.
greatest surgeons ever, who separated the fucking conjoined twins by the brain. Like, why would they?
Is it because of any black person that actually becomes something? All of a sudden, they're because they
Raccoon.
No,
speak
Because of
well.
his
no.
association, because he's
They're
educated, and because he
right.
chose to go Republican. That's why.
It is weird, man,
Yeah.
and it's so obviously
Yeah,
childish.
because
They call.
Imagine
because they're aware of like the Southern strategy and how it was the Southern
Oh,
Yep.
now
slave
we're back
owners
to
who
the Southern
ultimately.
Oh my
strategy.
Yeah,
god.
so there. Yeah.
The made up
imagine
fucking
black people having
tale.
agency of choosing what party they vote, right?
They would.
Imagine like that's so
Well, again,
racist.
you're gonna
Don't you
have to
see
talk
that
to the
how
Democrats.
racist the Democrats are?
As a
Like
black
black people are expected to
Well,
vote on a Democrat.
yeah,
this country, what do women
and
get
if
Like
called?
dude,
that,
if you're not a Democrat, because you keep getting upset when people call you a Democrat, then why do you act so racist? Why would you say that to the guy and ask him if he's ever heard of that?
I have a
Of course,
question, Como.
Wait,
So,
what? Why
have
is
you
that?
looked at the?
Okay,
I've
whatever.
I've literally
I don't
seen the
even.
whole movie of Jesse Lee Peterson, Brandon Tatum. They made a movie. It's at UncleTom.com, and I watched that
Yeah,
entire
yeah.
movie.
Hey, I like
Yeah,
Brandon
Okay.
so
Tatum, man. He's a funny dude.
Jesse Lee
yeah.
Peterson's a closeted homosexual.
Chromo,
Well,
have you seen
say
That's
what you
like
the?
want. I don't care. But
Chromo,
yeah.
have you
that's like
have you
me
looked?
going up. That's like me going up to some white dude and being like, "Hey, you ever heard of a wigger?" Oh, not
Chromo,
not
have you
that I
looked at
think you are
the?
one. I just wanted to know.
I've
You
heard of
ever
them.
heard of
Yeah, I've
one?
heard of them.
Yeah. And
Why should
the
I get
dude's on the
upset about
corner.
that?
The dude's on the corner
Mhm.
hanging out with nothing but a bunch of black people, and I go up to him.
Sit down,
What does that
boys.
say about me? What
All
does that say about
disrespect.
me?
Chromo, oh,
That would mean I'm a piece of dirt.
Chromo, have you looked at the?
Okay, all right.
Have you
All right,
looked
but
at the electoral maps during the Southern strategy?
my son walked in the room. You fucking said
Yeah.
Uncle Tom. He heard me Uncle Tom talking
Are
about
you
Uncle Tom.
aware that the cities were the ones that were Republicans, but the Deep South still stayed blue?
Well, that's not true. Look at it
Let me pull it
today.
up.
Now look
No,
at it
no,
today.
no.
The whole
So the
country's
Deep
red
South. No, no,
today.
no.
You don't want to look at
So
it
the Deep
today.
South, the Deep South, changed red
Shit.
during Reagan. It was actually during Reagan when that happened. Prior to that, the Deep South still voted blue. It was actually the cities in these southern states that were voting Republican, hence
Right.
Nixon
It
and so forth.
switched. Yes, it fucking
Right,
switched.
the cities, the Deep South still voted blue.
I wonder
I
if
don't think
people.
that's true. I don't think that's true.
Okay,
I have
well,
I have a
Of
I
course
have
you
a
don't.
question real
So it wouldn't
quick.
fit your narrative.
If let's just say this. What if the whole entire world didn't have a tyrant, right? Didn't have a tyrant over them. They wouldn't get in trouble for their vote. They were free to vote. Do you but if there was a choice between Kamala, right? Trump, or I don't know, Putin, who do you think the whole entire world, if they could vote and they were free to vote, who would they be voting for right now?
Trump.
Yeah, I think so. After what I saw with Charlie Kirk, I had no idea
Wait,
that
what?
there were so many people that there were so many people around the world outside of America that stood up and marched and said, "We stand with Charlie Kirk." And who did Charlie Kirk align with? It's just pretty obvious that the world is
Dog, do you know how
sick of.
many conversions to the Republican Party happened because of Charlie Kirk? Not because he died.
Yeah, that's fine.
Not
People can
because of
fall
the
for
left.
the
Not because of the
bullshit.
shooter being a fucking homo trans loving leftist. Not even. But because of the
Charlie Kirk's
reaction.
memorial didn't even fill an arena.
Because of the that actually did fill the arena. Apparently, you didn't
The
see
arena was filled, I
outside
think.
the arena. The only seats that were open, and you're
Yeah,
probably
you
too
saw
stupid.
some edited
The
bullshit,
only
but if you
seats
look,
that
there's a
were
bunch of
open, and you're
NPCs with
probably
all
too
the fucking
stupid to know
Can you prove
this.
it was edited?
The only seats that were open, and you're probably too stupid to know
Yeah,
this.
you can look at the empty
The only
seats
seats
inside.
that are open,
It was for
and you're probably
safety
too
reasons,
stupid to
man.
know this, are the seats that were behind the stage, dipshit, where
Right.
nobody could see. Anyway, moving on. I put the electoral map in the side chat of the 2024 election, and you can see all those states that are red. And I'm just curious what y'all are calling that strategy when we turn the whole goddamn country red. Anyway, back to what I was saying. We had more conversions because of not the first two things I've already said, but the reactions from the left, the reactions from people just like in here now, just like the ones that are putting the shit in the side chat about going to Utah and claiming a soul. The reactions from the left gloating, celebrating, being happy that a man lost his life in political violence, getting his neck blown out in 4K. And they were thrilled with it, and they celebrated, and they screamed about it. And they changed more minds coming over from leaving the Democrat Party, coming to the Republicans, than we could have ever done, even with Charlie Clerk being alive, probably. So we thank you.
This could be
and in this
Traitor,
man's
and
death,
this
he will
could be a
continue to convert
major
people.
He was aiding and
So-
abetting a traitor. Yes.
Yeah.
this could be a major like kind of folly on your part and how you're handling the Charlie Kirk stuff, because I would say it's not really left versus right. There's a lot that doesn't add up about this, and if we assume it's left versus right, when in reality it's Christianity versus Judaism or Christianity versus Israeli anti-Christianity, then it might add up to be something that is very different than you're making it out to be.
Are you a Jew spurious?
He's gonna
bro?
tell. I don't listen. I don't want to hear your nonsense.
This has nothing to do with the Jews.
I don't care about your conspiracy. Unless
This has to do with Israel, and it's not a
have some
conspiracy.
proof that
Well,
Tyler
well, funny
Robinson
enough, even Nick
wasn't
Fuentes
the
says
fucking
this is
shooter,
stupid.
I don't care.
Nick Fuentes of all people.
Nick Fuentes is the Fed.
I'm tired of Jewspiracies. I don't
Low
know any
IQ.
Jews. I don't.
Now you bring up Nick Fuentes, dude. Nobody cares about Nick Fuentes.
I didn't bring up Nick Fuentes, dude.
No,
what I
I'm saying
what I
that
brought
even
up.
Nick Fuentes didn't
Wait. What I brought up
That's
is that there's a narrative that doesn't add up that's been pushed by the major media because
You
they want
say
to
it
control
doesn't
what people
add
think
up,
about this.
retard. I think it adds up just
And you
fine.
guys are eating it up because you're
It
psyops.
adds up just fine to me.
It's not about eating up. I don't know any Jews.
Ah,
I never
yeah,
met a
yeah.
Jew. I don't know any
Wait,
Jews.
wait. You're telling me it adds up with the Tyler Robinson?
Yeah, adds up just fine. Yep.
Wow.
Yeah, we got videos of him. We got him talking on text messages. We got the fucking shit his tranny fucking
Yeah,
girlfriend
you believe
said.
those text messages?
We got
drop
all
zone.
the fucking. We got all the evidence we need. And if you have some, then take it to the police. I don't care.
You know,
I'll put it in
imagine
the
that
side chat.
stadium.
Actually,
Look, hey,
I'm
Javon,
posting my
the-
evidence in the side chat.
The thing is, we
Imagine-
have to go. Yeah, what's
Hey,
up, bro?
Javon, just for the record, if I offended you in any way, I apologize. That was not my intention. I guess what I should have done is maybe just asked, like, how many times you've heard that, like you said, because you said you've heard that many times. So maybe I should have just asked that.
Heard
and
what?
left it there.
Yeah, he's
Yeah, I've
always
heard it a
heard
lot
it
of
from
times,
your
but it's
fucking
very.
people.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. It's very weird, Chrome. Like
Hey.
I've many times. I have hella people over here all the time, but it's the leftists from me never want to come
Bro is
kick.
posting
Barbara.
Jackson Hinkle.
I
It's
never,
hilarious.
you know, it's very weird that the people on the left or that I've met on this app, I've had multiple people over here drinking, cooking barbecue on my backyard, shooting hoops. But people on the left, no, you're an Uncle Tom. I'll never come kick it with you. I'm like, all right, well, it's very weird. I don't know. It seems like the left is racist towards people.
All right, that's cool.
It seems like you've been riled up against the left, and,
No, I
and that
haven't.
you're
No.
you don't feel divided against them.
No, I don't at
Is
all.
that not was that not your message?
I'd like to smoke a blunt with somebody on the left and kick it with them, and then see
So
what
let's
they
go.
actually think.
Let's go back to the stadium real quick. Somebody said that it wasn't full, but when you have the president, right, and all those people there, and that little glass wall he built that only went so high, imagine how much security they would have had if they had the whole stadium filled all the way up. I mean, that would be. Wouldn't you say the smart thing to do is not fill it up and put people, I don't know, somewhere else watching a big screen like they do these giant churches?
Yeah. No, yeah.
I mean, last thing they want is another sniper somewhere. It's just that'd be insane.
I have a theory here
Wow.
that I think is very compelling as to who actually killed Charlie Kirk. And my theory is that because
your mother killed Charlie.
yeah, totally. Anyways, my theory is that
Children of the Corn killed him.
because he was so in the bed with Israelis,
Or maybe your dog killed Charlie Kirk. I don't know.
one thing we know about him is that he had Israeli defense. So like his bodyguard was ex-IDF. It was like a Mossad guy, presumably, and so it would actually explain a lot if we did prove that. Man, you guys don't want to hear anything.
No,
No, I'm listening.
no,
Speak it.
we're not here
Well,
to
that one
listen
guy.
to fucking
That one guy.
conspiracy theories.
Please,
I'm
man.
listening to this conspiracy. Like
Listen,
I
let
say
me
this.
ask you a question. Hold up. Does the name
You
on
really
this
don't want to
fucking
hear
room,
this.
does the name on this room say God wanted Charlie Kirk alive? Please kill him. Tell us your fucking conspiracy theories, retard. No, you're stupid.
Well, this
The
actually
shooter-
lines
shut
up
up,
with the
bitch, when I'm
theme
talking.
because God
Shut
wanted him
up.
alive and the devil wanted him dead.
You're muted.
Oh my god.
It's very clear that the shooter was not even a good shot. He missed.
Yeah.
He was aiming for the head. He hit him in the neck. You think that was the intended target? You think the fucking Mossad agent used a goddamn old ass hunting rifle and fucking missed? You're stupid.
Dude,
Shut up. Every
It's like,
single
I'm like,
time something in this fucking country happens, I have to listen to you low IQ retards talk about the fucking Jews. Shut up. Blame it on something else. I don't care. I'm
Reminds
tired
me
of
of,
hearing about the fucking Jews all the time. You bitches say
who's
this
that?
shit because you need something to blame on your fucking failures. You're a failure. Shut up.
Who's that? Who's that black girl that's kind of gone off?
There you go.
I tell these
Cadence
people.
Owens Cadence or something. I heard she's been just going on, and people are like, "Okay, we don't want nothing to do with her now."
That is so crazy.
I tell these people that the children of the corn killed Charlie Kirk because they keep making all these conspiracies. So yeah, the children of the corn did it. That's all I
Dude,
tell
it just never ends with the Jews. Like, goddamn, pick another group. Like, pick the fucking Muslims. Pick aliens. I don't care who. Just pick another group. You always pick the same group. There's no way that this same group of people, this tiny, can do everything. All of your conspiracy theories can't be correct. So how do we know any of them are? Like,
Yeah,
you
pick the
people
blacks.
who thrive on these conspiracy theories, you believe in the most ridiculous shit. The simplest explanation here, Occam's razor, a fucking retarded leftist living in Utah who used to go to this college that we can clearly see climbing off a roof, fucking shot him. It's not complicated. Jews. Fucking
The dancing Jews, but the dancing Jews.
yeah, the
Jews. I don't even know any Jews. That's what's so crazy. Like I don't know any Jews.
they
I
blame
don't,
the
and the
Jews
ones
for
I've
Well,
It is that is sad.
Here-
That actually is sad that you live in a major metropolitan area and don't know a single Jew.
in Kentucky. How many Jews have you fucking met in Kentucky,
Yeah,
bro?
I don't know any
Be honest,
Jews.
bro.
Dude, I know several. We
You're
have family friends of ours
No,
that are
we-
Jewish.
Dude, you're
Here's-
lying. Dude, oh my god.
Dude, I can
The
introduce
Jews-
you to them.
The Jews are a
Dude,
lot
bro,
like the
you're in the city.
Christians. You see, the
No.
like the Christians in America, right? The Christians in America are
dude,
doing what the Jews
alright.
are doing right now in Gaza.
Ask
See,
this
the
question,
Christians,
Chrome. I'm sorry, Chrome. We have Jewish hospital here, right? How many Jews are at Jewish hospital? Have you ever met a single Jew at Jewish hospital?
Holy
The
shit, dude!
doctors?
I know a fucking Jewish chiropractor, for God's sakes.
Could just be me. You know, I could be wrong.
Yeah.
I don't know any Jews.
Well,
I
a lot of
mean,
Jews in America, they don't look very Jewish. They'd have to tell you. You know what I
look,
mean?
As a
Like
matter
some
of
of them.
fact, I'll tell you where to go meet the motherfuckers. Go out to Hikes Point. They're all over the fucking place.
Been out to
on
Hikes Point
Point.
multiple times. Never seen any Jews. I mean, it could just be me.
Oh my
you know?
God, then you're fucking blind.
yeah, who
There's the goddamn
cares? Who
Jewish center
cares
right
about
out
your
there. There's
Jew
a fucking
sightseeing
Jewish
tour?
center right there
Nobody
at fucking
cares.
next
That's
near
irrelevant.
Bowman Field. Go down from Bowman
Oh
Field.
my
There's a
God.
fucking Jewish civic
Irrelevant.
center right
Dog,
there.
nobody
fuck up the
cares.
conversation, my bad.
Really. Nobody cares about your Jewish sightseeing tour. Look, the bottom line is this. When we allow these people to distract us with these conspiracies, they take the eye off of what the real problem is. The fact that we're worried about some silly conspiracy with Jews means we're not paying attention to the increasing violence from the left, and particularly these LGBTQ mafias. We can't ignore what's really happening, even though the Jew conspiracies are fun. And I admit, some of them are fun. Okay? They're intriguing. They tingle your brain. I get it. The bottom line is a leftist that was radicalized on the internet by left wing propaganda, sleeping with a fucking tranny, blew out one of the greatest Americans to ever live's fucking neck in 4K. And this is what they want to do. They want a chill
Greatest
effect.
Americans that
They
ever
want,
lived.
that's
Wow,
right,
that's
that's
a
what I said. They want a chilling effect. They want people like Charlie Kirk to be quiet. And you see it every day in here, just like when Rose was in here the other day with her fucking wife, and they didn't like what was said. And over a long enough period of time, what happened? That bitch's top blew. Ah, I can't stand it. Come on, Rosie, let's get out of here. They flip out. They go fucking nuts. Just by the things that you're saying. If you say the truth for too long and one of these people is present, they will absolutely lose their shit. I've seen a dozen trannies in this server do it. So understand, they're fucking crazy. They're all fucking it's ma'am. All of them are it's ma'am. They're all they're all the fucking tranny that grabbed Ben Shapiro around the neck. Why'd that motherfucker grab Ben Shapiro around the neck? Why'd they suddenly
Right.
become violent just from talking?
Said you're gonna go
That was
home in
crazy,
and you're gonna
man.
go home. You're gonna go home in the ambulance because you're just saying shit that I
Uh,
disagree with. I mean, I
Yeah.
got into a major beef with
This
the
is what
trannies
they do.
first.
So the fact that we see them willing to shoot somebody over words, make no mistake about it. When these people with this mental disorder have to hear somebody like me talk, they get in fucking rage and they would absolutely put their hands on me. And if they couldn't, because believe me, they couldn't, I'd beat the brakes off them bitches.
Hey,
Then they
all
would
right.
do they would do the next best thing, and they would go to hurt you where it hurts the most. They would attack your children, just like we see them doing. So
Have you
or
ever
get on
heard?
top
don't
of
lose
get on
Have you
sight.
ever
top
heard
of a
of the?
roof.
Have you
No,
ever heard of
I
the
want to point
concept?
out.
Wait. Have you ever heard of the concept of fighting words?
Of course, I've heard. Yeah,
Yeah,
like
it's
we
it's
call it
not a
black men.
concept, it's a legal statute. What
Like
about
for
it?
example, if you call a black man an N word and they punch you, it depends on the state that you're in, but and it's adopted fighting words, but that could be like legally seen that okay, you created an unsafe environment for the person. You're throwing racial epithets at him, and then he feels the need to defend himself. So
Okay,
Man, remember,
I think that's what we're dealing with. Fighting words.
I remember
fight
back when I
towards
was.
the trannies, or towards like what do you mean?
Like the video I posted here of Charlie Kirk from 3 years ago. It
Let me
is
see.
American Fest.
Let me see. Hold on.
Unfortunately for you, fighting words does not allow for your murder, so it's irrelevant. And also, nothing Charlie Kirk has said would qualify as fighting words. Fighting words
No.
require
Charlie Kirk.
fighting
Kirk.
words
That was
require
a
that
case
you
of.
are attempting to insult and be derogatory directly to another individual.
Man, he said
Well,
the
I think
sweetest
it was a
things
direct.
to.
I'm
He said
saying I
this.
think it was a direct result of his like rhetoric over the last 3 years.
I've heard him say nothing but the sweetest stuff to black people, and
Well,
including to gay people. I mean, of course, he says he disagreed with some of the gay people, but man, he was always respectful. You show me one video where he says something that's racist And I know people try to use the whole, actually, no, it wasn't having to do with anything with racist. They've been bragging about something he said about guns and bloodshed, which is pretty much
Dude, just
what.
look at the video I posted from 3 fucking years ago.
Okay, where's it at? Did you post it?
Yeah, it's in the side chat.
Well, I'm not in the chat. Let me get in there. Let's see.
I will say when talking about conspiracy theories, I think the dumbest one and the conclusion of it I thought was stupid was that there was actually a different shooter that killed Charlie from behind the stage on the building, and they said something along the lines of because the wound on his neck and the blood coming out signified that it was a exit wound from a GS dub, not an entry wound. I was like, that doesn't make any fucking sense. It's a hole. You're gonna have a hole in your fucking body. You're gonna bleed out of that fucking hole. Like to me, like some of the conspiracy theories around it just didn't make any fucking sense. Like at least like the thought process behind it is like, oh yeah, it's an exit wound. That's why you see all the blood coming out. It's like, no, he got a hole made into his neck by a fucking projectile the size of a large thumb. You're gonna bleed out of a fucking hole that was made in 0.5 seconds. And to me, it just didn't make any fucking sense. It's like, are you that fucking stupid?
You have an army guy as your profile picture, but you don't know that it's possible to be able to differentiate a hole is the exit wound or not.
No, you can.
The exit
Yeah,
wound
that's what I'm
is
saying. So you would
generally
know.
gaping. Like, have you ever seen somebody shoot themselves in the head where the front there's a little hole and the entire back of their fucking head is missing, and their gray matter is splattered
Why
all
would
over
I
the
look at that?
goddamn wall?
That's crazy. Why would I watch that?
And
This is why you all are so desensitized and insane, by the way, looking at shit like that on the internet. So
Well, Army, thanks to the Army, I'm desensitized. They
yeah,
made us
dog.
watch
There's
like
a lot
4
of
hours
people
of
in the
fucking
Army
shit
that's
like
never
that.
seen anybody blow their fucking brains out, dude. A lot of people. In fact, the vast majority of
I hate
people
to
have
tell you
never seen
this, but
anybody
in
blow
the
their brains
Navy,
out.
Well, I
in the
guess I'm
Army.
a
yeah, I
psychopath.
hate to
I
tell you
don't know.
this, but in the Navy, they literally made us watch training films where motherfuckers got cut in half with a fucking guy wire, or sucked into a goddamn jet engine, and turned into a fucking pink mist going out the back.
Yeah, I still say to any young people in here, I know y'all like watching this gore shit. I don't advocate for it. I'm imploring you to avoid it. So
my thoughts on it
I'm
is
not
that
saying I like it. I'm able to critically analyze, turn off my
yeah.
humanity, and assess the situation.
yeah, it doesn't.
But then
mean
again,
anything. It still has a
but then
negative effect on your brain, unfortunately for you.
It's
Oh, I
different for
know.
us because we've been
I know. I
raised in
can't reverse it.
an entire internet generation though. Like
No,
my whole existence
no.
has been on the
According
internet.
to the
So
research, it's actually very detrimental for you. It's one of the reasons that your generation is so fucking unemotional. It's one of the reasons you all
So
look
what
like
were you
fucking
guys? Let me ask
zombies.
you
and
this.
Infinite, I'm gonna agree with
Let
you
me
on
ask
that.
you
I
this.
am a very
What?
unemotional person because like I've been desensitized to a lot of shit. But I
that's
don't see that as a negative. I don't see that as a
well,
negative though. I just
really.
see that as like
Well, let me ask you this,
You think it's normal
Infinite.
to not have emotions?
no, I don't. I don't think
Were
it's.
you guys?
I think it's abnormal. You know,
Yeah, it
I do.
is, and this is one of the reasons that you all are turned off so easily. You know, it. Look, I'm not gonna go into it. I'm just telling you, if you're a young person, stop watching fucking gore. Stop watching porn. It's one of the
So
best things
what
you
were
could
you
do for
guys
yourself.
doing?
And delete your social media. You're welcome.
Well, what were you guys? Were you guys picking daisies in prison? What were you guys doing in prison?
Motherfucker,
Turning
it doesn't
petunias?
matter what I was doing in prison. That has nothing to do with what I would advocate for young people.
Picking daisies.
Do you think I advocate for people to do what I did? Do you think I advocate for people to spend 8 years in prison? No, I don't. So
No, I mean, but you're sitting here talking about people being desensitized, and
they
I
are
don't imagine you're the
desensitized
most.
and it's not
You don't
healthy.
think you're the most sensitive person in
It's
this
not a
VC?
healthy thing. Listen,
It,
there's nothing
I don't
wrong with
care.
having emotions. The important part is that you control them. What I'm talking about is a lack of emotional response at all. And that is not healthy. There's a big difference between not having any emotions and not being in control of your emotions. So anyway,
I'd say it's different than like people who
I
would talk
mean,
about like violent movies or TV shows or video games, like, because it's like real world shit that's actually happening, and that's an important distinction.
I think
Always,
it's
I
real
always thought
world
that.
shit, and I think it has a level of detail that you don't typically get in these uh, movies and things like that. But even that, to a high enough degree, I've never been somebody that thought that it's particularly healthy to watch gore incessantly on video. You know,
I remember when people started
yeah,
watching those Faces of
I
Death
agree.
videos, and I was like, "Yo, this is some fucked up."
What do
I never watched any of that
somebody,
stuff.
but no,
yeah.
Infinite. What do you think it'll do to somebody who was born in the year 2000, like myself, right? Who has grown up seeing Live Leak, Red Tube, whatever the fuck you want to say, right? Who's grown up seeing this shit his entire life. Literally, when I had a sidekick and
Holy
I had a
shit!
PSP, I literally have been looking at this shit since. Now, I think I
I
turned
got
out pretty
kids
normal,
older than you.
but I do know a lot
Turned
of
out
people
pretty
in my
normal.
generation who didn't turn out this way, and they are schizos and whatever the fuck. You know,
I
I
don't know.
think it has to do with the person because a regular person can look at that shit and be like, "That's disgusting." Okay, gross, and then like throw it to the side. You know,
Well,
but
I think
somebody
he missed
who
the. Oh my bad. Uh, I was
go
just
ahead,
gonna say, I think he missed the point though. Like, I am able to get upset, and yes, I did get upset watching that video, but I also have been trained to turn off my humanity, turn off my emotions, and hyper analyze a situation. For me,
Yeah,
it benefits me because then I could take the emotion out of the situation and hyper analyze it. And I was on the dot for the most part. The shot that was placed, uh,
it was
what it
gross.
told me, the situation behind it, what his body posture after the shot impact, what it told me about his body, uh, what type of weapon platform, what type of caliber, just from the GS dub. I was able to analyze all that, and I was almost on the dot with all of it. I would say the
Tanker.
bullet, the actual
Oh,
caliber was the only place I was kind of off. I was like 308 to 30-06 max, but I was still correct.
yeah, Tanker. I'm agreeing with you. I was able to accurately say that there's no way that Charlie Kirk was going to survive that. I was saying that the moment I saw it happen. You know, and I think that I was able to do that. I didn't fall into all these conspiracies and all that shit is because like I've seen so much of that shit online to where it's just like, bro, these people don't live after that. But
I got to though. I haven't seen a lot of this shit online, and I saw it and I went, "Oh shit, that guy's dead." Like his neck fucking exploded. It was disgusting.
yeah,
It was
and he
obvious.
lost so much blood in that instance to where like he likely wasn't even aware of what the fuck happened. I've seen this
No,
shit
I
so
can
much.
explain the blood. I can explain the blood. The blood was not arterial from my understanding because it wasn't pink foamy or a pinkish tint and foamy, which would be arterial. It was, I believe the right word is vascular because it was dark, deep, and red and thick.
The
Uh,
amount though, you have to look at the
from
amount.
Yeah, yeah. So I can explain the amount too. So higher altitude, being in Utah, it was a warm day that day. Adrenaline, because you're going to naturally have a little bit of adrenaline from having discussion and disclosure about politics and public eye and public view. All that was basically all the brain and all the blood in his from his neck all the way to his head. That was about a pint and a half that fell out just from the pressure in the veins from all of those factors. So basically, it just dumped out all the blood in his head. So right out of the gate, I was able to assess that he was basically dead. He was brain dead. He had a catastrophic failure to his spinal cord, and that's why you see the seize and then the slow release. And that's where I was like, yeah, he's dead. And it made me cry or like tear up watching all the guys trying to grab him, put him in the back of the van or whatever, because I already knew right out of the gate that he was gone. And
Yeah.
seeing their efforts, it it made me very happy, but also made me so sad because they didn't understand that he was already gone.
Yeah, and like I saw them carry him. I literally saw them carrying like his team carrying Charlie to like his truck or whatever. And I'm looking at that, and they're trying to cover up. Yeah, it's bad, but yeah, I instantly knew that he was gone. But
Well,
I'm
that's
gonna
what his
say,
wife said, right? During the when she spoke at the funeral, didn't she
yeah,
say that the doctor told her that it was pretty much instant. He didn't go through any he didn't
yeah.
suffer.
One thing about the left is that I don't see the left like saying how strong his wife was for forgiving the shooter when she said this young man. You know, that takes a very strong woman because I'm going to tell you right now, I would not forgive a shooter for assassinating my woman. I would not. Jesus forgives. I don't forgive, bitch. You know, that's my response.
Well,
But she's
there's a
very
guy.
strong for.
There's a guy that just posted a video. I think he said he wasn't a Christian. I'm not sure, but he said after watching her, he said he thought.
You're cutting out.
Your
I
mic
couldn't
cut
hear
out.
you. But yeah, that's a strong woman. She forgave him because
I'm
I would
sorry.
not
He
have
said that
forgiven.
it was important to. Yeah. Well, he said that it was important because his brother was murdered, and he said I tried to find the guy, but he wanted to forgive him, and he hopes the guy sees the video. And he said, that she moved him to.
You cut out again.
Been holding on
I
to
don't
it for
know.
years.
Yeah.
For me, I just kind of I looked at the whole situation, and it's just tragic. And the worst part about it is fellow Americans are praising it like some sort of dictator fell that day, and it was like, dude, it was just a guy that was willing to speak about his opinions publicly and have open discourse. And people are like, oh, he's a Nazi. He wants all gay people dead. Well, it's like, dude, fucking grow up.
Right,
Like,
man. Like
he never fucking said that shit to
like
begin
I
with.
tell, like I
And
tell
I
people,
doubt
It's not that. It's the fact that he's supporting a traitor.
So I'm on the left, and when I saw how the right started reacting after not just Charlie Kirk's shooting, but the way people were celebrating it, I was like terrified. I never saw so many right wingers just like ready for civil war. And then when I heard Kirk's wife forgive the shooter, I thought that is exactly what's needed to take down the temperature. Like everybody keeps talking about taking down the temperature, nobody's doing it. I felt that hers was like sort of the first serious effort.
And I
I
actually
always think
disagree.
it's
I
funny
disagree
as
with it. As I
shit.
said, I'm a right winger well, I'm personalizing it, right? I'm not saying for political, but the only reason I disagree with her because I'm personalizing it. Like if my wife was assassinated, I would not forgive that person only because I'm so angry and hateful, and that's just how I'd be feeling at the time if that happened. She's a very strong woman. She's stronger than I am because I wouldn't forgive. Jesus forgives. I don't.
That's one thing I find fucking hilarious. Everyone's like, oh, why is no one saying to turn down the temperature? Why is Trump not coming out and saying turn down the temperature? It's like, why the fuck does he need
This is
to?
important.
It
Yeah,
is
his
obvious
homie
that the
got
temperature needs
shot.
to be turned
Yeah.
This
down.
is important. This is important. To what Penis 2 said, I actually agree. Like, and we were talking about this yesterday. Me and another guy were talking about de-escalation, and the temperature of the room came down, and we were having a reasonable discussion. And then here comes Infinite ratcheting up the rhetoric once again. So when people insist on escalating, de-escalation goes out the window. Sorry.
Hey, that's
That's just how
fine.
you
Listen, I'm
perceive it.
not
Cry about it, you
interested
old
in
cracker.
de-escalation. Just so you know,
I'm interested in either
that's
way.
for somebody else.
Yeah,
That's
some
for
people.
people. That's for people that don't realize the fight they're in. That's for people that don't realize
Right.
how much of an enemy the left is. That's for people that don't understand that these people are an existential threat and a crisis to this nation, and that their ideology is the most destructive ideology in the history of this country. I'm not interested in fucking de-escalation. I'm interested in domination. I'm interested in getting rid of you motherfuckers. I'm interested in your ideology going extinct. I'm interested in you never
Are you
winning another
retarded?
election. I'm interested in being able to turn these things that you call fucking normal, like being a trans fucking lunatic shooter, into a mental health disorder that we can put in fucking institutions where they can get the proper help they need. I'm not interested in de escalation. You leave that to the Christians. That's not my fucking job. My fucking job is to make sure people are aware of the fight that we're in. Because we've tried talking to you bitches. Charlie Kirk tried
With
talking to
yourself,
you bitches.
mentally?
And you didn't fucking listen. And what you want to do is blow people's fucking brains out. And you want to do it every time you get mad about something a motherfucker has to say. So I'm not interested in de-escalation. I'll let somebody else
Ladies and
do that.
gentlemen, this is a person that actually is asking for an act of violence.
Where did I
No,
say
no, you're just
where did
retarded,
I
and that's
hold
what
up?
you
Where did
heard.
I say an act of violence?
Yeah. You're the one. You're basically what I
Where
would
did I say
call
you have
the
one
beginning
chance to
stages
answer
of
this
an
question? You
anti-Turkish
have
state of
one
Hitler.
chance to answer this question because you just accused me of something. Where did I
You
call for?
actually
Where
admitted
did
in
I
your own
call?
speech
You
you're
have one
relentlessly
chance.
instigating instead of
Where did I
de-escalation.
call for an act
So
of
yeah,
violence? Where did
the
I call?
underline and undertone was clearly
Where did I call
instigation,
for an act
not
of violence?
de-escalation.
Where did I
You
call for an
basically
act of
said that
violence?
that talking
Captain
doesn't work
Obvious, give it
anymore.
a rest. Let me talk to
Where
Infinite
did
for
I
a
call
second.
for an act of violence?
Retarded.
You
If
will
you don't
prove.
understand
You
your
will
own
prove
words
your
or your
point.
own
You
underlying
will answer
message,
the
you
question,
have
or
a
you
mental
will be
issue, my friend.
dismissed.
Everybody heard it, Crackle Barrel. Don't be a bitch and don't own up to it.
You will answer the
I didn't hear
question.
him.
You will
I didn't
answer the
hear him.
question, or you
That's
will be
bullshit. I
dismissed.
didn't hear him advocate. I didn't hear any
He
advocation for
clearly
violence. Can
advocates
somebody
for
explain?
no
So
de-escalation.
I don't know if you
Infinite.
don't if you
That's
don't
not
understand
advocating for
basic
violence. So
con.
shut up.
Simple.
Shut
Yeah,
because
no,
he's saying that there's no
You,
de-escalation. That's not saying
yeah,
violence, bro. Like me and you can yell at each other, but we're not being violent.
All right, hold on. Look, he's
De-escalation is
muted.
not.
He's muted. Let
you
me
guys
talk to
don't know what
Infinite for a second.
you guys
Give me
don't
just
know
a
how
second to
Gospel
talk
of
to
the
works in
Infinite.
glitch. You have
conversation.
one
It's kind of
chance to
sad.
tell me where I called for violence.
So stupid.
Listen, I heard it. The other gentleman heard it.
Okay.
You're like,
Goodbye. When you
Idiot.
accuse me of calling for violence, you are
Bullshit.
accusing me of
And
breaking
Infinite.
TOS. I'm not calling for
Infinite.
violence.
Yeah.
I am
I
not
know you
breaking
said you
TOS.
don't want to have a
Also, anytime
discussion,
And if you're
but
going
I'm
to, and if you're
inviting
going
you.
to, if you're going to call,
Rumblefiend,
if you're
shut
going to
up.
say that I'm calling for violence and I'm breaking TOS, then you are dismissed. I have no use for you here. So
I
anyway,
mean, it sounded like to me that you said to get these people help, the help they need, to gather them up and get them the help they need. I didn't hear you call for violence. I mean, maybe it's just me.
He said that he's
That's
not
not.
interested in
That's
Oh my
de-escalating, and these fucking retards think that that means he wants the violence.
That's a
They're
call for
not the
help.
one. He's not the one that escalated. You fucking idiots. Y'all escalated. He don't give a fuck about de-escalating since you dumb fucks escalated it. You get that part? Because I got it loud and clear.
Even you can even like even getting
Well,
crazy
look,
people
I
into the
can
asylum, you can
concede.
use violence for that.
Look. Oh my gosh, I can concede. He did say rhetoric, right? It's rhetorical. Yes, he has escalated the rhetoric. I'm not
Mhm.
saying he's calling for, but
And you
this is the
don't?
conversation I wanted to have with Infinite. Infinite, would you agree? Like, here's all right. I'll just give you my assessment, and then you can tell me if you agree with it. Is that okay? Infinite.
I thought that was
That was
rhetorical. Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. Well, no, I wanted to get your agreement. Otherwise, I'm wasting my time and breath. So, but it seems like to me, in the final analysis, right, resolution does not come without conflict. Would you agree with that?
Correct.
Okay, so yes, conflict can take many forms. So when we talk about people keep throwing around this word political violence, I'm not sure exactly what that means. To me, that could be anything. Conflict can be, you can have internal conflict, you can have verbal conflict, you can have physical conflict. But resolution, I agree, but resolution does not come without some form of conflict, right? But there are some people who hold, that to hold a pen is to be at war, stuff like that. The pen is mightier than the sword, etc. Those are all forms of conflict. So when you say I'm not advocating for violence, I don't know what that means because I think there are other forms of violence besides physical violence.
Great. I will clarify it for you. The definition of violence I'm using is from the Oxford Languages, and it is the legal definition. The definition is the unlawful exercise of physical force or intimidation by the exhibition of such force. That's my definition, and I'm not advocating for
Oh,
that.
okay. All right. Okay.
So,
Thank you for clarifying. Okay. Now, do
anything
you
I'm
agree? Would you
advocating
agree with
for
me?
will be legal.
So yes, I hate to say this, but this is why I'm not a pacifist because I think ultimately, if democracy fails, and you can't reach some point of compromise or something. Yes, unfortunately, it just seems to be the case that physical conflict does result in resolution one way or the other in too many cases. That seems to be the case. That it is a way to resolve. I think it should be a last resort in all cases, but I think there is a time and place where when all other measures have failed, then that is your final recourse.
I
Yeah,
agree.
that's fine. I'm going to ask
And the
Gospel
times are now.
Glitch a question real quick. Gospel Glitch, you are spreading rumors in the side chat, more rumors, saying that I was muted and left this server because of using the N word. Can you please clarify your lie? Since you're typing it, I'm sure you have the balls to speak on it.
Oh yeah. I mean, listen, I know why you got kicked out of the server because you didn't get kicked out of the server. You got muted and you threw a hissy fit because you used the N word and you were a mod and you don't think mods should be modded. So
Great.
sorry, bro.
The
room was a cesspool. Oh, I'm sorry. Did you not want me to fucking finish?
I thought you were
No?
finished. Go ahead.
Oh, well, it's probably because you have listening comprehension skills, right? And it makes sense for your education level when you go into prison for what, coke dealing, right? Is that what you went to prison for?
Oh, it's a Skylar fiction.
No, let him go. Let him go.
Oh,
that
hey,
it?
is that you, Hart? You're the one that used to suck his dick all the time, right? And then when he disappeared, you disappeared. And then
Sorry,
it's weird. He
I'll
came
let him
back
get
and you
sidetracked.
came back.
Wait, why is there a full
mute
room
now.
and we have two people crying about past like
Let him
drama?
let him go. Are you finished, Gospel?
Later, guys.
Oh,
Surely.
yeah. I guess I could be finished now. Sure.
Great. So
Surely
Peach,
there's a conversation to be held.
Great.
Do you want to be?
Pete,
do you want to
hold
be
up,
finished,
hold
or
up,
just want to keep on?
hold up. Peach,
You're
are you
upset
here?
because he got kicked out of a different server?
Hold up, Peach, are you here?
Yeah, he's here.
Shay. Yeah, Pete, I don't like Peach, but go ahead.
Shay.
Yeah. He's not here. I can assure you. Matter of fact, the server owner's in here. Glitch.
I didn't say
Okay.
that you got kicked. It's like I didn't say you got kicked. I said you left because you got muted one day.
I didn't say anything
Because-
about you saying I got kicked. I didn't say that. I said the server owner's in here. So if anything
And
that
what
you're
would they
saying,
do?
listen, if anything you're saying is true, I would implore Peach or Blackout or anyone who has any information to confirm. I would beg them
What the
to
fuck is Peach?
confirm what you're saying.
It's like he thinks that there's
No,
multiple servers,
No,
like multiple mods, and he thinks
the
these
room.
two
I want
people
to
can
show the
somehow.
room. You made a claim.
They can speak up.
You made a
They
claim.
can speak up, clown.
You made a
Let 'em
claim.
speak up.
Let's see if your claim is true. If any mod or server owner
someone
is
can
in
defend
here,
you.
I'm not asking them to defend me. I'm imploring them. I'm begging them to
Oh,
acknowledge.
you're not asking them.
I'm begging them to
'Cause you have
acknowledge
low
that if
intelligence.
anything you said is true, please let everyone in here know it's true, if it's true. Right.
Yeah. So yeah, your room used to be like a haven for the
So,
N-word.
there is
Calling people
zero
monkeys,
truth.
and you're
That's so
denying
wrong.
it.
Dude, that's so wrong. Because when I first joined
it's
this room,
denied.
gospel, shut
So
up. 'cause
the
when I
end.
first- Shut up, gospel. Let me let me
How
speak.
many
Shut up,
people?
Why do you think you're gonna talk to me like that? And I'm
How
gonna
many
listen? That's
people
for real.
in this room
Shut
right
up.
now? How many people in
The
this room
haven
right
for a
now?
haven's
Tone.
going go.
How many
With
people in
John,
this
stop.
room right now have
The
been muted by
the word
me?
for which we will not speak.
How many people in this room right now
What's
have
the
been muted by me
censorship?
for saying the N-word? How many
Dude,
people?
I want to
Well,
defend the room real quick, Hart. So shut up too. I'm saying that
first
gospel,
of
you're
all,
wrong because when I first joined the server, when in Infinite's chat, when he had a permanent thing here, I am a black, and I was saying N-word left and right, and he had to moderate me as well as a black person. So you're wrong. But go ahead.
Oh, I
and,
didn't
and
say that.
secondly,
I didn't say that he never moderated someone for using the N-word. I said that his room was a constant haven of the N-word and calling
That's
people
wrong.
monkeys.
That's
You
all
true.
right,
also
though.
you
I
also
literally,
said,
in fact, I literally had to have a talk with Blackout about it because I know
No,
Blackout and the
you,
mods, and I had to talk with the other mods about what I was hearing in
know
that
Black
literal.
Peter, his
I know
boyfriend.
you're trying to
You
shut
know
me
him?
up. I know. I actually do know Blackout. He lives in the same state I do. Yeah.
really? Well, you should have asked Blackout, since you know him so goddamn well, about the lie that you sitting here and told about me being
But
modded. Shut up,
ask,
bitch, when I'm talking.
you
About
were
the
a coke
lie,
dealer and tenant.
about the lie that you sitting here and told when you claimed that I was modded for using the N-word and I left, because that never happened. You're an absolute
Well, not only that,
fucking you're an absolute fucking liar. So you should have asked him about that. while you're living in the same fucking state, you retard. So yeah. Anyway, you're good for the sauce. I'll just let you float around.
You're such a coward. It's all right, dude.
Yeah. You lied.
Like you're obviously
Hey,
defensive about it. You had to shut me up. You had to mute me
because
to
you were
defend
talking
yourself.
over me.
No, the mods are not defending you. They're not coming up to defend you.
You love to hear yourself talk. That's what it is, basically.
Okay.
Yeah, the guy who barely talks never comes in these.
Oh,
rooms
you
and
told
talks is the
another
guy.
lie. You told another lie. You told a lie about Hart that she was sucking somebody's dick. Hart doesn't suck dick, so there's that. You're a liar. You're just an all-around liar.
It's a metaphorical dick. She doesn't suck real dick. She.
Oh, you mean like
Yeah,
your
man,
dick, the one that doesn't exist? Gotcha.
Freeze Peach, are you here?
Could be
We'll
metaphorical.
get a mod to speak here in a minute.
Yeah, but just because
Blackout
you get
might
a
be
mod,
busy.
it doesn't mean that was the mod who did it, right?
No, but they have evidence of him being modded. They have the records, retard.
You don't think Freeze Peach would know why I left, dummy?
Listen, you can keep calling me names and everything. I know you're very defensive right
Peach,
now,
are
but
you
you're
here?
an ex-coke dealer who went to prison. You lets the N-word fly. Sorry, dude. Just who you are, bro.
Yeah,
Don't get so angry.
We'll see.
Own
I
your
just
mistakes,
want,
dude.
I just
You're
want the
an
room to see that you're a
ex-cocaine
liar.
dealer, bro.
How
Dude, he
many
literally moderates
people
black
with a
people.
higher IQ than you has been to prison?
It's me, motherfucker. So pull up. Pull the fuck up.
I just want the room to see that
Well,
you're a
fuck
liar.
up.
I have no reason to lie, sir. You know
Oh,
why
you show
people?
the-
You
you
know
just
why
gotta
people
prove
know?
it.
You know why people know that I went to prison? Because I'm not lying and I don't have anything to hide.
No, because everybody who goes to prison thinks it's a badge of honor to fucking talk about. That's
I
why
don't
we
think
know
it's a
you've been
badge
to
of
prison.
honor at all. In fact, anyone
Well,
here that knows
you
me,
told everybody about it.
Anyone
You
here
think I
that
spent a
knows
year-
me knows that I've said many times, one, I'm ashamed of it. Two, I don't advocate for it.
I heard you
This
literally
person-
compare yourself to black people and how you would hustle like the black people, and that's how you made
You're
so
so
much money.
stupid, Gospel. You're so stupid. You think I spent a
never
year
heard
in
me
jail and
say
I'm proud
anything
and
like
I'm proud of that shit? You think I'm proud of spending a year? You're an idiot.
Well,
You're
you just
wrong.
told me you just said it like every other person
Dude.
goes to prison. You just had to bring it
No.
up and tell me. You're like, you think I'm proud of that prison that I just went to? Dude, you just did the thing that I said he did, which is you bring it and announce it to everybody. It's like a vegan, bro.
You
You're the
know
same.
why?
Everyone
You
knows
know
you're
why I'm
vegan.
letting
because
you talk,
they tell them
Gospel?
they're vegan.
You know why I'm letting you talk?
Why? You're a narcissist and think that you have the ability to?
You're entertainment.
Well, thank you. Whatever the fuck that means.
Yeah, you're
Your
entertainment.
retardation is entertaining.
It means you're a clown. You're the whole circus.
What's
You gotta
worse?
say.
Somebody gone to prison or an educated liar?
Yeah, I never had to sell drugs to make a living.
No, you just had to suck dick.
Oh, shit.
Not gonna lie, like
No,
finding
I don't
out.
know.
Argentina on the drive home, just burning
Damn.
motherfuckers down.
Not gonna
Dog.
lie, like
God
finding
damn.
out the bro is like a
That's fucking epic.
cocaine tycoon actually gives me more respect for him, not less respect.
Hey, man,
You
you
gotta
sell
do
the
what you
drugs
gotta
that
do
destroys
sometimes.
lives, you know. Yeah, you destroy
Cocaine?
lives because you
No,
gotta
it
get
doesn't.
bad.
Okay, but
you
the
will
thing
Cocaine
go
is-
doesn't destroy
Cocaine-
lives, buddy.
But what,
cocaine
but what
destroy
kind of,
no,
but what kind of
no,
life do I
no,
live
no,
today?
cocaine does no damage.
But
Are you
what kind
worried
of
that
life
him
do I
sharing
live
his
today,
drugs?
Gospel? How do I live my life today?
Jesus,
What do I
I have
advocate
no
for other
clue.
men to do today?
Are you
Am I
worried?
hold up? Am I
Are you
drug
worried?
free? Am I drug free?
I mean,
I don't
cocaine
know.
and direct
I just hear you talking
I'm
about
drug free. I
trans
advocate
people
for people.
and the
I
left. I
advocate
have
for
no
people
clue
to be.
what
Well,
you're.
maybe if you shut your fucking mouth, you
Why
would
do
actually
I
know
don't?
the truth.
Why do you think I care about like your life, bro? In this sense,
You're the one
like,
that's
you're trying to
talking
You
about
brought
it.
it
You're the
up.
one that brought it up.
No, I was talking about your coke selling. I'm not talking about what you do now. I don't give a
Bullshit
shit
about
what you do
You
in
were
your
talking
personal
about
life.
why I
Do
left
your
this
job.
server, and you were wrong.
But you're saying I was wrong. You never proved that I was wrong.
Dog, there's so many people in this room right now that they've
Nobody
been
can
in
say
my
it.
rooms.
No one
they
can
know
show
why
it.
I left.
No one can
Yeah,
show
but nobody can show it.
There are
Show
mods here who
what?
can
There's
show
nothing
it.
to show. What do you want us to make something up out of nothing? There's
Do
nothing
you
to
guys
show.
realize you're talking over each other to defend this dude? Like, you guys are literally talking over each other to argue with me.
Because you're lying.
You know, it's funny that he's
See,
using
that's the
he's
dick
using your
sucking.
arrest as
That's
if
the
you're
dick
an
sucking
idiot.
right there. That's an example of the dick sucking right there.
This
You
guy has
realize that I
infinite
don't that I
derangement syndrome.
advocate for people not to be criminals, that I advocate for people not to do drugs, that I am married, that I have children.
Thank you. Listen, you don't have to defend yourself to me
I'm not
anymore.
defending myself.
If you are,
What I'm
it
trying
sounds
to
like you are.
explain, what I'm trying to explain is that the things that
also
you're putting
responsible
out there
for deaths of
about
kids
me
in
are not
Colombia
true.
and Mexico.
You sound like one of my
Hey.
students. Like when they get in trouble, I didn't do that. I didn't do that, Mr. Schuyler.
I'm not claiming
Hey,
that I
what
didn't
do
do
you think
anything. I'm
about
claiming that
what do you,
the things I did, I regret and I'm reformed.
I'm sure.
You
a lot of
teach
people
young.
did?
You teach young
Hey,
people.
a lot of geniuses made your same mistake. Look at Richard Pryor, George Gong. He was known as a genius. There's a lot of people that have
You know, that's one
very
of the
rich.
reasons that Merle Haggard was my favorite country singer. You know, he did a lot of time in prison. He reformed and became a pretty decent dude.
Well, I
Gospel.
mean,
You
what does that
educate
say
young
about a
people.
person, though? What does that say about somebody who uses your prison time as some sort of point that you're not intelligent enough to make good choices, or use critical thinking or something? It's just hilarious.
Is
I don't
Mr.
think we should
Reality the
let.
guy
I
that
don't
used to
think
be
we should
called
let
racist
libtards
on
be
here?
fucking teachers
Is this the guy that
anymore.
used to be called racist? Is Reality the guy that was named racist
No,
before?
No, he's not here.
that's a completely
That's a
different
different guy
person.
that you used to hang out with. Okay, just wanted to make
Yeah,
sure.
they're rent free in your head, Glitch. They all live rent free there.
If you knew
Yeah,
my
you can tell
family,
everybody hurt his feelings.
yeah, if you saw a picture of my family, you probably wouldn't be saying that.
Oh, I was asking if you were the same person. You sounded like I didn't say like you said racist
He
things.
sounds nothing like him. Actually, I know who you're talking about. He doesn't sound like him at all.
Okay, thank you for your opinion.
Yeah, you're welcome. It's not an opinion; it's a fact.
Yeah.
You know what is an opinion is that we shouldn't
Someone
let
doesn't know the
libtards.
difference between
Oh,
opinions
okay.
and facts.
Yeah. All right. Here,
No,
after I'm done talking,
your
you can
opinion is
talk.
that it's the same guy, and we're correcting you.
Oh, look at him. He fucking runs away. You mute him, and he fucking deafens. That's fine.
I don't know what's wrong with these people, man. I have no idea what this dude's talking about. Talking about I got muted for the N-word.
I think he's got a problem with black people because he's a teacher. You know, his
Yeah.
students obviously got to be black.
Hey, next time I mute you and you deafen, I'm just gonna lock you out of the room. So understand that.
If they write that on your tombstone, you know, let the N-word
Do
fly.
you
It's
what
not
you
gonna be
gotta
there
do, narcissist?
Yeah, I will, little bitch.
Narcissist control freak.
Dude, we've been
That's the
listening to you
control.
talk this entire time. We have let you talk. No one
I'm just
muted
muted.
you.
I'm
You're a
muted. Dude.
dumbass. I know.
Like,
And
you're
if
just
and if
trying to
you're
control
really
me.
teaching young people, that just shows us right there what's wrong with the youth of today. Dumb fucks like you are educating them with your bullshit.
What bullshit?
And that is an opinion.
How about this, Gospel? How about this, Gospel? I'll tell you what. If you will find the mod that muted me, that made me leave, I'll delete my account. I'll delete both my accounts. You got my
You're
you got
really
my
into
word as a
defending
man.
this.
You got my word as a
You're really
man.
worked up.
You
know,
got
people
hey.
who like aren't guilty of something don't keep talking.
You have
about
my
it. Like,
you have my
sound
word
like
as
a guilty
no,
person.
don't run away. Don't run away. Don't run away.
There's
Don't
no
run away.
running away. I'm just telling you.
I'm
You sound like
offering
a
you
guilty
something.
person.
Listen.
You're
Run
begging
away.
me
Don't
to
run.
keep bringing this up.
I'm offering you
You are the one
something
who
for
keeps
free.
the topic going.
Now the reason he
Well,
wants
you
to
keep
run, I want
bringing it
everybody to
up.
pay
You keep
attention.
bringing it up.
The reason he wants to run is because there's no way he can do this.
I want
All
to
right?
run. I'm sitting here.
So,
You guys were the one trying to censor
everybody
me. It's not
hears
me
me
running
saying
away.
to him, if you can find the mod, if
Hold
you
on.
can find the mod that muted me,
Infinite.
I will delete both my accounts.
Infinite. Here's what a real man would do.
Go ahead and do
If
it.
he was so, a real man, if he was so confident, he would match your bet. If you're right, if he's right, you delete your accounts. But if he's wrong, he deletes his.
Ooh, interesting proposition.
And
That would
Infinite
be
sounds
that would
like
be a real
We'll just
man's
make
bet.
a new one.
I don't know
Infinite
why you
doesn't
guys are
sound like he's
humoring this
guilty.
joke with no integrity. The guy sounds like he's sucked so many goddamn dicks that he's given himself brain damage by
No, I can
blasting the
tell you
back of
what
his
it
head with
is. I
cock.
can tell you what it is.
Fucking gay.
I
I'm just saying
disappeared.
that
I
would be
awfully
Roman.
disappeared off
descriptive.
the
That
server,
was
and he
wild.
was alone.
I mean,
And
there's
he
a lot
came
of
and he
talk about
came
cocks
looking
for a lot
for
of
me,
space.
and he
Yeah,
couldn't
quote
find
unquote.
a bit
me.
too much for my
And
liking.
when he couldn't find me, he said, "Oh, let me ask questions about why my favorite guy has left." And he listened to rumors that were obviously spread by
No.
people, and so
The
he
mod
bought
that
into
it
those
happened
rumors.
with came in and talked to me directly and
So
told me the whole story, and I laughed with him about it.
go get the
So who
mod.
was
Go get
it?
the
You
mod.
get proof of that? Yeah,
Yeah,
who's the
who was
mod?
it?
It was probably Corsi,
What's the name?
Go get the
if
mod.
anybody.
You
Of
won't
course
say
it's a
the
lot.
name. You're a liar.
Yeah.
Actually, you know what? I'm gonna subpoena you. I'm gonna get it in front of Congress.
I
I'm gonna
love
subpoena you.
exposing fucking liars. It's one of my best traits. I love exposing liars.
Ooh, someone is what it is, man.
Yeah.
So far, you have exposed nothing, Cracker
Prove
Barrel.
it.
Wait. Just so that I'm clear, is this fucking tool trying to say you were removed from the server and you didn't leave of your own free fucking will?
No, it's better
No,
than that.
no.
He's saying I left that because I was angry after getting muted by a mod for saying the N-word.
No.
Yeah, no, that's
I was
not up
never
your. That's
muted for
not in
saying
your
the
Hitting,
fucking
N-word
hitting
ballpark.
it
retard.
slide.
So
Letting
stupid
it
to
slide.
even. That's so stupid. I mean, you literally moderated me the first time I ever joined your fucking channel for saying it 24/7.
Here, let me point something out real quick. Ever since I've known Infinite, even on a server where we can all freely say whatever word we want, I've never heard him say the N word. So there's that. There you have it.
Yeah. I've even tried to get Infinite to say it. I'll be like, "Oh, Infinite, I've tried to troll him into saying it, and he wouldn't say it." So
That's why
I mean, Skylar,
that's
look,
literally the worst thing you could have said. You could have said any other word. That's the
Skylar,
wrong
look,
one.
there's no love lost between me and Infinite. I think Infinite knows, I'm not a big fan of Infinite. I think he knows that. But I mean, yeah, if you were really confident, you'd have taken him up on that bet and put your fucking account on the line too if you were a real man. That's all I'm saying.
Dan, he called you a bitch.
Well, we know he isn't one. He's a cuck, you know?
Well, the guy does
Crazy.
seem like a cowardly bitch making shit up and not willing to risk his account because he knows he's a bitch making shit up.
He's quiet as a mouse
That's
in a hawk's
crazy.
nest, son.
it's just crazy the amount of times I've tried to get Infinite to say the N word, and it's I've tried to troll him to saying it, and I just can't get him to say it. It's just crazy.
I told you I don't even
That's
say
crazy.
it when
Why
I
would you not
rap
say
fucking
it?
songs in my house by myself. I don't
Why?
even say it.
I disagree with you on it, but I just can't get him to say it.
Well, the main reason I don't say it is because my parents raised me not to say it. That's the primary reason.
Yeah, that's a good reason. I mean,
I mean, for me, that's really all the reason I need. My parents gave me my morals, so
You don't need another reason.
Wait. Hold up. You're telling me you don't hate your parents?
no, not at all.
You're telling me your parents gave you something more than just trauma?
Oh my God, I wish Peach would mic up one time. Peach, mic up.
Who is Peach?
I'm not a fan of Peach. I'll mute myself.
Dude, can you look in the fucking list and see if somebody's name is free
I like
speech?
Peach.
Oh, free speech.
Peach is one of my favorite mods. But
Fucking
Javon,
I like Peach because he lied on me, but I mean,
Bro, his name is free speech, as in free speech. It's not...
Yeah,
but
we all know, Javon. We all know. Keep personal
Thank you
drama
for
in
the
there.
explanation.
Yeah, I don't want to bring it up.
You
but he's
ready?
a-
Well, you
Javon,
brought it up like
nigga.
you brought it up
Javon.
like 5 times.
free speech is a
Javon, we
liar.
gotta talk, bro. We gotta talk. Has your kid been calling you a shitty dad or something? You've been angry lately, bro.
We can talk and you can shut your brown ass up and be an Indian, or you can shut the fuck up.
Yeah,
while I work
he's
for you.
been angry as fuck, bro.
I'm not angry. I'm not angry. I think you stink and you should shut the fuck up.
Damn.
Yeah, all right. I think that you need to take care of your
Somebody
kids
needs a
better.
baba. The
Yeah, you
baba.
need
Free speech. There was a question for you. You need to
No, it's
settle
you,
this.
Javon. You need the baba.
I don't. You need a dick.
We already covered
There
this.
he
He
is.
doesn't
Look,
suck
hold up.
dick.
Hold up. Let me get the floor for a second. Hold
Shush,
up. Let me get the
everybody.
floor.
Shush.
Look, Peach, I just want you to answer this question, and I would just want you to be as honest as you can. Okay? Anything you know. As far as you know, Is there any truth to the idea that I left this server after being muted for saying the N-word?
I don't think so. I didn't. I have to be honest though. When shit was going on with Tail, and I don't know what caused that, man. Like I didn't read the team chat about it. I didn't get involved. So I don't think that was it. I thought you had your own reasons for leaving.
Freeze, you're not an honest person though.
Yeah, no, that's exactly it.
You're gonna tell you to call this guy a liar, somebody.
But
Jesus
Freeze is an
Christ,
honest
folks.
person.
Why
though.
would he
I mean,
call me a liar?
No, I'm saying someone else is trying to call Freeze a liar after he's trying
Hey,
to
I'm
be
making
like.
that claim. I'm making that claim, but
Just a
Shut up,
thing, you
Ron.
retard.
Dude, just go get the fucking mod that you say fucking modded me. That's all you got to do.
I don't
Well,
like
so far
people.
the answer is
I
inconclusive.
don't.
Let me just tell you a secret so we can just squash this. I've never been modded a single time since I had my own room. So nothing you're saying is even remotely true. But anyway,
I don't like Peach. But that's up
You
to
didn't
her.
steal the candy. I get it. You know,
Peach hasn't
all the kids in
apologized
my
to me
class
for just
tell me.
lying in my fucking face.
Ron, shut up.
I won't.
Fucking
I won't.
getting old, dog. Just drop it. Who gives a fuck?
No, you guys don't. That's why I said I'm not going to bring it up. But he knows what it is.
You
He's
have
a
brought
fucking
it up
liar.
over and over and over in here.
Trying to keep a brother down. That's
dog,
what we're doing.
I'm gonna be honest with you. There may be a misunderstanding, Javon. I don't think Peach would lie. I really don't.
Well, he did though, and he doesn't want to ever talk about it. So I just think he's a liar.
No.
That's why I'm saying that.
Well, maybe he made a mistake. He's pretty reasonable if you talk to him.
I'm willing to give him that. I'm not saying he didn't or didn't. I'm just saying he never wants to talk about it. So I'm
We've
going to assume the latter.
been crying for fucking days about this.
It doesn't matter. That's irrelevant. Peach. That's irrelevant. That's irrelevant. I'm willing to give you that you made a mistake. That's okay. I'm not. But the fact you keep
Just to be
lying about
clear,
it.
just to be clear, what you're crying about is you weren't even moderated by me. I asked you to stop repeatedly posting pictures of another user against their wishes, and you want to make a fucking federal case out of it.
That's not what happened. You're lying again. You're lying again. That's not what happened at all.
You just said he was honest.
No, I didn't say it was honest.
Oh, I said.
The mod disagrees.
How is that
But
not what happened?
Okay.
What happened then? What's different about your version?
Oh, if you want to say that, if you want to add the part where it says like, and I told you, if you don't stop, there's going to be consequences for you.
That's what it was because the only problem that we ever had is I never broke a TOS. You come on camera, you say you're okay to do whatever the fuck you want to do with my image is what he said.
I
He
was
starts
actually
pulling black
there
shit
for
out of his
that.
belly button, and
Hold on.
you come on camera, you do whatever the fuck I can come on camera right now.
Fucking 15 minutes for his comment. This is shit comedy, man. You're the worst comedian I've ever.
What is the
I'll
deal?
stop talking.
Let me ask you something. Do you
I'll let
think
you
that
talk.
you're
I'll let you
allowed?
talk.
Hold up. Do you think that you're allowed to just post pictures of people in here over and over again?
That's not what I did.
So you didn't post images.
No,
That's
Javon.
not what he did.
Javon, you did
every time he called me out.
Very clear, just a crystal fucking clear lie. Like,
no, it's not a lie. I can tell you why it's not a lie. Are you ready for it?
And you were posting it in every fucking room, rooms you weren't even in. For days and days, you were posting the same pictures in rooms you weren't in.
You
Just
posted
all
4
over the server.
pictures. You posted 4 pictures in succession. I saw it.
Oh, got out.
Yeah, Jovan, I was there in the room, and it's not Freeze's fault. I'll tell you that right now. And I'll go ahead and drop. I probably should.
Javon, the
I'll
fact.
go ahead and drop the dime and tell you exactly who
Take one
complained
question
to
at a time.
Freeze
Shut up.
about what.
I'm going to take one question at a time. I'll take one question at a
No,
time.
the fact of the matter is that you are a dumb coon. Okay.
And the fact of the
you
matter is
keep
you're
on-
brown and you're stinky and you can't wipe your ass. That's a fact.
Jovan, let me just set the record straight, just so you're not pointing the finger at the wrong person, right? Because what happened was, you were posting pics of Prague. I know him as Prague because they used to go by Pragmatist, whatever. Anyway, now they're going by Doxy or whatever. They changed their name several times. Anyway, you were posting pics of Prague in the VC. I even got on you once about it. Said
I know.
After the fact, I said no, we're not. You had already left the VC. I didn't see it till after the fact, but I just deleted them. right?
Dog,
I
you
would
got
delete it
Havoc.
too.
Listen, you got Havoc here saying you posted 4. That's game over.
Yeah,
That's,
I did. Yeah, I did. I'm not
okay.
denying that.
Well,
Well, for
Fucking
So,
days
so
in
wait, wait,
rooms
wait.
that you weren't in for
No,
no
it
reason.
wasn't for days. It wasn't
But
for days. It
just
wasn't
so
for no
you,
reason at all. You're
Jovan,
lying.
this is just for you to know what
You're
happened.
lying. I know.
Javon, quit
I know
clowning,
all of that.
dog.
But here,
It was
let me locally
random,
mute Heart because she's a dyke.
dude.
Sorry,
It was
what do you?
random. It wasn't Freeze. It was random. Who
It wasn't random. That's a lie. It
Hey,
wasn't
I'm
random at all.
talking. I'm
What?
talking,
I was
Javon.
there. It was random that
It wasn't. It
took it
wasn't
up to
random.
Javon, I'm
Random
Freeze.
did
talking.
reach. Random did
Yes,
reach out to me.
random took it up to with Freeze, saying and Freeze said every time this has been brought up as doxing, and it was dismissed because it wasn't doxing. But Random said no, it's harassment, and that's why Freeze had to take it
So
serious.
yeah, so when he harasses me and tries to get my 2K account disbanded and he's doxed me, then it's not harassment. That's the
It has
thing.
nothing
Well,
to
but
do with here,
you need to
though.
write a
that's not
ticket
on
and report it,
Discord.
dude.
It's not on
Write
Discord.
write a
Look,
ticket and
you got multiple fucking moderators in here. You got them server owners. You got me. Listen, dog, you
I
just
disagree with all
got
of
to
you.
listen. You just got to quit with the fucking personal drama, dog. Like you got to
Yeah, it's
stay
cool, but
focused on what you're doing here. Every time I get people in here like this gospel of the glitch bitch in here trying to talk personal shit about me. Look, you can get involved in that. You can get in the weeds on that shit. Or you can just make him look like a dummy and fucking move on. But posting
yeah, that's
fucking
cool.
pictures of people and all that shit you can't be
But
doing.
when were you gonna make me
No,
look
no,
like
I
a dummy?
wasn't posting.
Because
I
you
wasn't
just
posting.
said
Shut up.
you
Well,
never.
let
I
me
wasn't.
answer the question. Well, let me answer that question.
You literally said
Let
that
me
you never got.
let me answer the question. I'm going to show you because in the side chat, Radachowski went and dug up the last time that I was moderated in here. And as you can clearly see, it was back in a JTC before my room in fucking February. You lying sack of fucking shit. That's how you know.
Wow, look at that.
Now,
Look at that.
and here,
4K.
since you read it, now that you know, now that everybody fucking knows, you can see your punk ass on up out of here. Bye, bitch. Anyway, y'all continue.
Yeah, and I'm not making any personal judgment of Peach. Like, I'm willing to say that happened. You know, he just never
Yeah, I'm
talked
just
to me about
saying
it.
I
He
was
never
in the
talked to me
room.
about it. Yeah, that's
Yeah,
why
it's
I
just
was.
I was in the VC when the conversation happened. I stepped down as a mod in Faith Breakers at that point, so I didn't have anything to fucking do with it at that point. But yeah, it was Random who took it up to Freeze as harassment, saying it was harassment, and that's why Freeze had to take it seriously.
Yeah,
Because
but
that
when
is
All I'm
against
saying,
when he harasses, I wasn't harassing him at all because when you come on camera in public in a public VC like this, like when I go and make a video, people can screenshot and do whatever the fuck they want to do with it. So if they're gonna make a special rule for when someone harasses and doxes me on 2K, and I respond by simply posting the pictures that you posted in this server in your own side chat, yeah, okay, I'm
look,
gonna have an issue with
Devon,
it.
I'm
I
not
didn't break
look.
the
People
TOS.
post, look, yeah, people fucking pass pictures of me around on this fucking server.
Say,
Plus,
I
it's
don't
done
care
with
though.
fucking dick coming out of my forehead and all this Photoshop bullshit. I don't
Right.
give a fuck. I'm not a snowflake.
Me
But
either.
some people, okay, but
You're lagging, Ramboner. You're lagging pretty bad. I can't hear you, Ramboner. I can't hear you. But I'm just saying, me either. When I come on camera, I know that people can screenshot, record me. That's a part of the fucking server, bro. Like, what the fuck? But for
Wait,
some
Javon,
reason,
I thought that was Julius who did that.
like,
no.
yeah, it looked kind of it looked kind of like cyber stalky ish, kind of.
Well,
But
Julius
it wouldn't
was
it wouldn't.
dox him.
What'd you say?
No. Just to be clear, Random did not reach out to me and say it was doxing. He did not say it was doxing. He said it was targeted harassment. Yeah.
It wasn't
Yeah,
though.
harassment.
It wasn't. It wasn't.
And
It
he
was
didn't
you,
reach out to,
Javon.
and he didn't reach out to Banshee. He reached out to Freeze, and it was Freeze who escalated it.
That was all. It would be targeted harassment if that was only in response to what he was doing to me. And I have the DMs, I have the 2K screenshots, I have the Facebook screenshots, I have the multiple alts that he made on Instagram from different.
God.
So it doesn't. It's not targeted at all. It was in
We talk
response.
about trans and fucking men and women's bathrooms or fucking the grass growing outside or anything else. Javon, shut the fuck
Javon,
up.
you got wait. Javon, you got to understand what happens outside this server. The admins on this fucking server don't even give. They don't care about that stuff. They care about this what goes on in the server. And when you're bringing that shit from outside the server inside the server,
I didn't post that though. I just posted what he posted on this server. That's all I did. I literally reposted what
I
he posted
know,
on the
but it
fucking
just looks like
server. What the
it looks
fuck?
like harass, dude. Okay, all right, never mind.
I literally reposted what he posted, and now it's a fucked up thing. Okay, if you're willing to admit that,
No,
okay.
they just took that as harassment. That's all I'm
Well,
saying.
that's
They
them
just
just being weird. I literally
And
reposted what he
look,
posted.
Javon, nothing.
Hey, yo, you guys, is my audio
nothing
better?
Fucking
Yeah,
happened
your
to
audio's a
you.
lot better, but I'm gonna listen to these fucking
Nothing
weirdos.
fucking happened to you.
They
You
didn't.
psycho.
It didn't.
You
But you
didn't get
threatened me.
gulagged. You didn't get muted. You didn't get any consequences. Nothing happened to you, and you're fucking crying for like a week.
It was because we got into an argument, bro. If you had to actually talk to me, then I would have been like, all right, bro, he's a cool dude. But
I don't give a shit about the terms you want to set for how this information is delivered to you. Thanks.
I didn't. He
appreciate
posted
your
something.
feedback.
He posted something. I reposted it, and you got all mad at
Also,
me.
Javon, you were fucking grounded for a little while, and another person took you
That's a
off of
different
that
issue.
and let you back in. Yeah, well then shut up.
That's a
You're
different
just
issue.
gonna,
Look, here's
you're
the
just gonna
problem.
keep pushing it. Just shut up.
I'm gonna
Hold up.
repost what you post.
Let me explain to you the problem. The problem is you believe that you are entitled to some sense of fairness. You're not entitled to some sense of fairness. What goes on in this server is designed to directly benefit this server. And outside of that, what happens on Instagram and 2K and everything else is fucking irrelevant. So you trying to say, listen, so you trying to say that there's some sense of fairness by what you're doing in here based on what happens out there, those two things are irrelevant. The only thing that matters in here is what you do in here.
And even after Freeze
Hey.
Peter, after
So
Freeze
that
Peter
means,
told me
listen,
not to do it again, I didn't do it.
I'm not finished. So listen, it doesn't matter what you think.
Yeah.
You have mods telling you you can't fucking do it.
Exactly.
The only response that you have is my bad. That's it.
I did. I even told Black Guy, I said my bad, but I'm just saying, Freeze Peter told me not to do it anymore. I'm like, all right, I'm reposting what he posted. What's wrong with that? He didn't give me an answer. That's okay. I'm willing to move on, but he never conceded. Then that's fine.
I
He wants
answered you repeatedly. That's bullshit.
No, you didn't. But it's okay. I'm not trying to
He,
harp
in
on something.
fact,
That's
did
just what
not move
happened.
on.
Yeah. That's why I
He
don't like
proceeded
Freeze
over
Peter.
like 3 days.
Until
Yeah,
you know,
just stay out
Hold
of
on,
personal
hold on,
drama,
hold on.
dog.
Look,
That's
I'm
it.
just trying to give you.
Yeah,
I'm
I'm
just
not
trying
trying
give
to,
you.
but I'm okay to move on from it. I don't give a fuck. I'm just saying that's
Yeah,
why I don't
Javon.
like Freeze Peter, and I think he's a liar. Until the
Well,
end.
Javon,
Alright, bro.
Fucking guy wanted to host a
Alright, bro.
stage. He wanted to host a
I'm just.
stage to debate this.
Rambo,
I did.
fix
I
your
did.
fucking
I did.
mic,
Freeze,
dude.
hold on.
Fix your mic.
I
Javon,
did want to. I did.
Javon, I'm just trying to let you know it was kind of out of Freeze's hands on some level. He was just doing his job as a
I
damn
know.
server mod, and you know, I think the best thing you could do is just let it drop and move and
Look,
carry on about your day.
I've been
Look,
trying to do that by talking to Freeze Peter, but he won't talk
you
to
don't
me.
need listen. You don't
That's
need to even talk
absolutely
about it.
untrue. You fucking liar.
You don't need to talk about. Look, when I had a bag full of trannies in here, get my YouTube channel canceled, and everybody now pretty much in my circle knows that's what happened. I didn't tell anybody. I didn't go to anybody. I didn't try to get revenge on anybody. In fact, one of the main people who was involved with it, Rose, I tried to get to come back into my server and be a mod. The only person I think I told at the time was Hart. But nevertheless, that's what they were doing. They were harassing me outside of the server. Why? Because they didn't like what I was saying. Look, you got to accept there's going to be consequences for the shit you say. You fuck with people all the time. If you don't want them fucking harassing you outside of here, be quiet.
No, that's fine. Yeah, I'm willing to accept all that, but you know, it ain't no big
You
deal.
got to
It ain't no big
accept it.
deal.
There's nothing you can do about it.
It's not a big deal. It's just that Freeze Peter never talked to me, and I've tried to reach out to him multiple times. He just didn't do it. That's all it was. It really
Yo,
was.
tagging
Did he
someone saying
talk
like,
to you in
"Why'd
the
you?"
side chat?
Tagging someone and saying like, "Why'd you run, bro? Yo, you run? You scared? You should do better, boy." That's not like, "Hey, let's talk about this. What
Yeah,
happened there, man?"
I was pissed. I was angry because he wasn't talking to me. That's
Well,
why
so
I said
what's your fucking get your fucking story straight?
during the time though. That's Golly. When I was tagging you, calling you boy, yeah, I was pretty pissed off at you. I mean, anybody saying it, I was, but I'm not pissed off at you now. And you seem
Yeah,
like a
but now you're
reasonable person.
framing it like I just wanted to have a polite discussion to
Yeah,
understand better.
I was, but
Fuck
I
off.
thought you were running from me. I thought you were, and then if you're not, I mean, it's okay. I
Motherfucker,
mean, we're
this
having
ain't
a
the
bad conversation now.
streets. Ain't nobody running for your fucking fat ass.
No, I thought he was, but he seems pretty reasonable now. But you know what I'm saying? I never talked
Devon,
to
I
him.
got a question for you. What is a woman?
An adult human female. Mike, what's a man? God damn it.
It's working.
Not you.
Somebody who don't cry about fucking getting modded.
Javon is bitch made. Javon is bitch made.
Right.
It
Oh,
is clear.
stinky. You smell like wide open ass.
Yeah, at least I got a job.
Yeah,
No,
and
you,
at least
do
you stink.
realize if
And
you, if you think
also have a fucking throat beard.
least
I
I
don't
got
have
a
a throat
job.
beard. I'm
if you
clean
think you're
shaven.
smelling, if you think you're smelling someone else over Discord, I've got news for you. What you're really smelling is your own ass.
I can smell Manator through the microphone. The motherfucker smells like wide
Well,
open ass.
I've got news for you. I've got news for you. That means your ass is stinking, man.
Nah, bro. He don't wipe. He takes a shit and he walks away.
If you smell something on Discord, it's you.
Nope, that's mandatory. He stinks. He stinks.
But listen there, but
He stinks.
I mean,
Goddamn.
we can
Stinks.
illustrate the basic physics.
Manator wakes up in the
I
morning. He
stand
smells
with
his own
Javon.
ass. You know how bad you got to stink to wake up in the morning to
At
smell
least,
your own
hey,
ass.
I wake up in the morning. You just
That's-
sleep in because you fucking
No,
jobless
you gotta
hoe.
stink.
You
Hey,
wake up
you
in
know
the
how
morning
bad
and you
you gotta
smell your
stink
own
to.
ass. You smell your covers and you realize they smell like shit. That's all it
You
is.
know how bad you gotta stink to think you're smelling people on Discord?
No, I
We
know
heard
I'm
that.
smelling people on Discord. I know it. I know it.
Damn, your ass must be stinking.
By the way, I don't dislike Manator. I'm just trolling him. I don't dislike him. He's a good guy.
yeah,
No, he's
they
my
love
biggest
each other.
op
No
now.
homo.
He's my biggest op now.
God damn it.
I turned around and created a new
By
op.
your biggest,
Friendship
you
with
mean your
Javon Glover.
heaviest, right?
Yeah. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
that.
He's the heaviest op I
The
got.
big, well, you got me the heavy job. I'm going with some stinky jokes, bro.
How did you get your 2K account exposed to begin with? Were you streaming or something?
Yeah, I stream all the time. But what he did was, and he had a very fair critique because I did a face scan on 2K, and I had a blunt in my mouth when I did the face scan, and the face scan is going to pick up that blunt. And I had a shooting guard that was an 80 overall, and he got banned because that's the one that had the blunt in my mouth. And I had another player with a cigarette in my mouth, and he got that one banned too. That's what happened. But he didn't get my center.
You were an idiot.
How do you do that? Does he play 2K?
No, I didn't think he played 2K. I didn't think he played 2K, but apparently he stalked me and found my fucking.
What he did was he followed the shit that he was saying on 2K through the stream, and because he's saying it on the game, 2K is going to ban him for it because he's saying crazy shit while being on the mic with these folks.
Pretty much.
So
it's
what
okay
he,
though.
What he could have done was cut his audio to the game. That's what he could have done.
You could have. Yeah,
Well, I just look. I'm not. Well, never mind. I just didn't want you to like blame Freeze for all that shit because I don't think it was Freeze's.
Well, that's what I thought because he never talked to me though, so I'm gonna make a bunch of like incorrect assumptions. He never fucking talked to me. So then I called him a boy or whatever, and I was fucking going at him. But it's no big deal. I mean, he seems like a reasonable person now, but I just never had a chance to talk to him.
Overall, it is Free Speech's fault because Free Speech didn't talk to him.
Yeah.
Fuck that.
That definitely exhausts matter.
They could have
Free
done
speech,
whatever the
what are we
fuck
learning?
they
Free speech.
wanted to him. He's running around posting fucking pictures of other people. That's
No, I'm not.
harassment.
No, he posted that himself.
Don't
he
matter.
did that.
Don't
and
matter.
I reposted it.
You don't matter.
The fucking hope that
In
people
the
do when they
server.
fuck up,
Doesn't
and
matter.
the ultimate fallback is just like, well, hey, you could have given me like what's up.
For what it's worth, Infinite did like lock me out of his JTC because I did drop the dime on one of his homies who did use the N word, who he didn't mute. I think it was either the N word or the F slur, one of the two.
Yeah, I know. That's all.
Because when the mod
Well,
came in, I think it was Snow. Snow came in and was like, who's saying the shit? And I just popped off. Oh, it was so and so because I happened to see who it was without
And
even thinking
I
about
want-
it. The next thing I knew, I was locked out of Infinite's JTC for the next 6
What?
months or however fucking long it was till he
I,
got his permanent
I,
VC.
Get
I
what you
want to say
fucking
something though.
deserve.
Mandatory freeze or whatever. Just because I get irritated and angry with you doesn't mean I dislike you. It just means I was fucking pissed off at you. Doesn't mean I'm gonna fucking harp on. I'm not like a woman that holds grudges. I don't give a fuck. You know, but I will sometimes fucking keep calling you boy and saying that you're gonna eat crow and shit. That's just me.
Oh, you're not?
Look,
We've
I
been
don't
talking
like
about this for
Skylar. I
fucking
don't like
10
Skylar
minutes.
either.
By the way,
because
Infinite,
bullshit.
what were you
I'm just
smoking
saying.
to make
Hold on.
Giovanna
I'm just
mod?
saying. Well,
See,
I'm
like
just
a woman
saying.
that doesn't hold grudges.
Look, this this narrative that Infinite's running, that he always mods for like slurs and shit is bullshit. That's all I'm saying.
Well, you can say
Well, he
it's
modded me plenty
bullshit,
of
but
times.
what you don't know is, and I'll just tell you now, is that I've been told by several mods that I can give people a warning first. And that's typically what I do, especially if it's not intended. So lots of people use the N word in their daily language. I don't. Lots of people do. And sometimes it slips out. So I don't automatically mute people. If I don't have to, I give them the benefit of the doubt and I try to give them a warning, which, if you've been here in any amount of time, you've heard me do exactly that. So, yeah, I don't
Yeah,
automatically mute people.
fine. That's fine. But this
But
was when
here's
you
the
were like
question. Here's the
brand
question.
new.
You're
This
not a
was like when
mod,
you were.
and it's not your room. Why are you worried about it?
No, I wasn't.
Because
It was
he's
just
gay.
Why not
server
just
mod
no?
came
But I'm
in
saying you're
asking.
not. Why not just mind your business? Like,
Do
it's
you support
cool.
Joe
It's
Biden?
listen. I know they don't teach white people this anymore, and that's why y'all get the shit smacked out of y'all sometimes. But it's fucking. But it's cool to mind your business.
Yeah, I know. I just popped off without even thinking about it. Snow asked, and I was just like, "Oh, it was so and so."
Yeah, because it's not like I'm sitting here
But the
trying to
point,
spread people using slurs. You understand? I don't use this slur in my own life, right?
yeah, that's
Okay.
fine. That's fine. But I know you're a big proponent of free speech too, and you're all for that. So.
Yeah, but he knows when slurs are not to be
Yeah,
used,
but I know the
especially in
rules.
a server.
Yeah, I know. He made that perfectly clear. It was after mods came to him and explained it, and that's what I'm saying. This was early on. This was when he was new to the server. He had just started doing his JTC rooms. They were just starting to get big, and that's when this shit went down. That's what I remember.
Oh, well, damn, I ain't gonna lie, I forgot about that, really.
Yeah, because I
By the
couldn't
way,
come.
Infinite.
You like perma locked me out. I was locked out of your VC, your JTC
Perma
for like
locks me.
6 months.
Well, like I said, he doesn't care about the. Like I said, Infinite's modded me multiple times for saying the N word. When I first joined this fucking JTC, he constantly modded me because I say it every single day.
The point is he locked me out of his JTC for dropping the dime on one of his homies.
Oh my god, dude, who cares?
Well, I'm just saying it's inaccurate to represent somebody like that. Like, he doesn't like the N word. He doesn't use it. He does mod even black people. I mean, I brought a homie of mine, Vibin88, in here, and he said he's not going to join the chat because Infinite keeps modding him, and he can't talk to Infinite. So it's literally what he tells me. So.
Yeah, and my best friend is no longer my best friend because I rebounded with his girlfriend.
Damn,
Hey,
that's a cold
by the
fucking
way,
move, dog. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
but by the way, Infinite, Trick is asking if he can come back in. It's your choice, though.
Oh yeah, Ghosty keeps saying that. Ghosty keeps saying that. He keeps. I'm not.
If it was anybody other than
Depends on
Trick.
how much he's been drinking or not. Tell him to sober up first.
He was.
He's
drunk
day
as
drinking.
hell.
He's day drinking, bro.
Yeah, we got sober trick or shit faced drunk trick. Which one is it?
Bro, he's day drinking at this point. That's pretty bad.
Oh shit,
Dude,
Dick
he
Trick.
told
You guys,
you he worked third shift.
I just want to
Dude,
point
come
out
on,
what the
man.
kicker on this whole
I
thing
used to
is.
work.
You
I used to
stated
work
that you're.
third shift, and I'd get off and sit there and pound a few beers before I passed out.
If I'm a drink, it's gonna be after I done worked or worked out or something.
That's what
I
I'm
don't just.
Hey
saying.
guys, I want to
He
I want to
works
point
third
something out
shift,
really
dude.
quick. You said you were aware that Infinite was pro free speech. You're also aware that he had multiple moderators in this room, right? And I was one of them. Guess what the only thing we were told to moderate was? Fucking speech. The words that we're not allowed to say.
TOS, yeah, TOS violations. Direct
Yeah,
TOS.
exactly. So as
Yeah,
much as you're saying he is pro free speech, right? That's still no reason to like all of that shit, right? It's just like saying a nothing because every mod in this room was explicitly under the fucking
I
understanding that
know.
the only
Again,
thing we
this is.
mod is
Oh
speech.
my god, dude. This is all after the fact. This is all after this has been explained to everybody.
But
Well,
thanks,
quit bitching
Chrome.
about it.
Thanks for Chrome for clearing that up with Freeze. I hate to attack somebody for being something that they're not. Sorry, Freeze. Is he in here? Oh, god damn it. Well, he's not here. Well, I'll
Dog,
tell him.
Freeze is a
He's running.
lawyer, a father. He doesn't give a fuck. Like he's not,
I didn't know. I didn't know all of that. I didn't.
he's
But I
got
attacked
way
him
more
pretty hard.
important shit going on than fucking.
Oh, okay.
Freeze is a
Infinite.
good dude, man. I like him.
Well, I feel bad because I attacked him pretty hard. I did, but you know.
Infinite.
What?
Tell Javon to unmute me or I'm gonna mod abuse him.
I have you unmuted already. You sound like Joe Biden. What the fuck are you saying to me?
What does Joe Biden sound like?
You bitch.
Sounds like me.
But I mean, yeah.
I mean,
just
he
for
has
the
memory
record,
issues, so I got half that much.
No, I have you
just
unmuted.
yeah, just for the record, to sit there and lump me in. Look, I don't go in Holy Smokes anymore because of the damn potheads. I quit going in Roundtable because it turned into a fucking liberal shithole.
Hang out here.
And Faith Breakers, I gave up my mods because it's going the same fucking way. So just for the record.
Until you eat my black barbecue, I'm gonna. No, I can't say it. Never mind.
Wait,
Just
what
a
were those
reminder,
fake
they're,
breakers going?
Never mind.
they're all leftist rooms. They're all leftist rooms.
Oh,
bro, you fucking deluded packy.
Mickey.
Jesus.
What's wrong with the package, bro?
Alright.
Mickey, what's wrong with you, bro?
The Packies hid Bin Laden from us. That's what's wrong.
Most packies I've met in America aren't fucked up, but I see the shit online though. So.
But yeah, I've disagreed with most presidents, like all the way back to fucking Obama on constitutional grounds. I think the shit Obama did with the fucking Patriot Act was fucking unconstitutional.
Obama was a war criminal. All the drone strikes he did.
Biracial Obama was one of the worst presidents ever.
But I mean, yeah, every one of them have like danced that fucking line. But Trump is the first one who's just fucking brazenly fucking waltzed across it.
Oh, I love what he's doing with the drug boats. Hell yeah, man. Sicario, make it IRL.
We all know you got TDS, Chromosine.
Yeah, Chrome. Oh.
What? Say
I'm
what, when you work immigration or the border or anything else like that, you know, you can't have an opinion about this whole immigration crisis or anything else like that.
International waters is the Wild West. There's a lot of very bad stuff that goes on out there.
No, I'm talking about going on
international waters. Yeah.
I mean, I posted. Look, all right, hold on.
I think the best thing Trump did was rename the Gulf of Mexico to Gulf of America. Like, I love what Trump's doing. Gulf of America, bro. Yeah, we're American. Fuck yeah.
Hoorah! Hoorah!
Yeah, hoorah. Exactly. Gulf of America, bitch.
Hoo-yah, Taylor. Hoo-yah.
All right, never mind. It ain't worth it. It's probably not even
Trouble
worth it.
plays the Gulf of America.
Bring it up. Bring it up.
Yeah, Mark, I play Madden. I also play 2K. You gotta play me in 2K to get my Madden skills. Mark, I don't believe that you're qualified to play me in Madden. So to be qualified, you gotta play me in 2K. That's the only prerequisite.
I'd beat you in.
Did you get Madden already? It's on sale.
Yeah. It's on. Well, no, I don't give a fuck. I'm saying if I get the Seahawks on your ass, and who the fuck are I'm a Steelers fan, but I will pick the Seahawks on you, bro. But I like to pick the old Steelers with Jerome Bettis, bro. Like don't get me started on Madden, bro. Don't get me started. But you can't play me unless you play me 2K.
All right, so yeah, so I already posted the video of Kirk from like fucking 3 years ago in that America Fest fiasco, whatever the fuck that was. That was when the rhetoric kind of fucking, well, I don't know, started or whatever. But like this is from a fucking year ago.
So if you've never been happy with one single president, what would it take for you to be happy? Like more checks in your mailbox for free or what?
Yeah, I don't get checks in my mailbox for free. I worked for my fucking money.
Okay, well then, what is it? What would make you happy with the president?
Yeah, for one, for him to like actually, uh, like, kind of like go back toward the way we started out.
What,
Doing
like
all this
George
fucking bullshit.
Washington or what?
Yeah, it's funny you bring up Washington because from the first president to the last, there's a couple stark differences. When
Mm.
when when you know people went to Washington, a Hebrew congregation went to Washington. He said, "To bigotry no sanction, to persecution no assistance." He wrote that address in response to their petition about being religiously persecuted by
Okay, so
Christians.
I'm
So,
gonna assume something
and
because
Trump.
you're not in. Go ahead. I'll let you finish. Sorry.
No, and the second stark difference is when Washington was offered the crown, he turned it down, and it seems like that's all fucking Trump is interested in.
So I'm gonna assume something, or you can try one more time to answer the question of what would a president have to do for you to like him? Like, what would have to happen for you to go, holy shit, that's a good president. He's doing a good job, or she, or
Kiss a baby.
Yeah, try to like bring people like back from the fucking edges and the
Huh?
fringes and bring people back together as fucking Americans.
So have we ever had a good president in your opinion?
I don't know, because all I remember is back to like the Reagan era. That's all I that's like the
Well, I
extent of
think you
my.
and I are about the same age. I'm 44. I think the other day you said you were in your 40s as well. Yeah.
No, I'm 56.
You're 56. Oh wow. So you've definitely seen more than I've seen. So you're saying
Class
you're
of
saying the
1980.
answer you're saying the answer is no, that there's never been a good president in your life.
Not in my memory.
Hmm.
That's
So
one.
if a president, well, I was going to ask this question. I mean, you were saying shit about what kind of led me to think you were talking about immigration. So like open
Because
borders, let
Reaganomics
every.
was a failure. Carter. I don't even know what to say about Carter. I mean, yeah, everybody just a peanut farmer.
So is there any answer? Because I'm just starting to assume shit.
I guess the best one would be Carter. I guess maybe.
Okay, so but like I said, now I'm starting to just assume things, and I don't want to do that because we all know what that does. What would a president have to do? Like open borders, fucking more regulations on what, or more open, free what? Like I'm confused at what it would take for there to be a
You know
good
what?
president.
As far as that shit, I'm pretty fucking able. I don't really give a fuck. All I
So
care
then there
about is
can never be a.
whether they're
So then there
sticking
can
to the
never be a good
Constitution
president.
or whether they're trying to
Dude
fucking
is a pseudo intellectualist.
No, I mean, I'm not trying to be a dick or looking for a gotcha. I'm just trying to see if there is something a president could do that you would be like, wow, or like a series of some things that would make you happy because it doesn't seem like you ever
Unisex
have.
toilets would be one for him.
Was Abraham Lincoln a good president?
a good president. Uh, I guess overall I would have to say good is an effective yes.
Okay, so do you want an
Who the heck?
effective president?
We have one.
Yeah, we do. Although he could arguably be more effective, I could say he could take a line out of Lincoln's playbook and arrest many of the Democrats that are enabling
Oh my
political
god.
violence.
Oh my
I
god.
mean, Lincoln did do that.
What about RuPaul Cremothy? RuPaul.
Who?
Wait, so who do you think is a good leader? Who do you think is a good leader from any country, anywhere, any time
I,
period?
I think we've lacked true leadership for a very fucking long time.
The whole world?
What would define true leadership in your eyes?
Someone of like uh, principles and moral character.
You're right back, guys. Sorry.
Kennedy.
agree on that.
Kennedy had moral character.
I just don't know that much about Kennedy. I haven't really gone really into like all of through every single fucking president all the way back to the.
If only we had like a Mamdani president, then you know.
Yeah,
I think we
Mamdani
get some
president
moral.
definitely has moral character. Totally.
Someone who leads by
Yeah.
example. I mean, they all had their, you know, all of them were good in some ways. I mean, that even the one I'm trying to remember now. I'm having a fucking drawing a blank for the name, but yeah, he was like a fucking penny pincher. He accounted for when he balanced the budget. He accounted for every damn red cent. He was obsessive about it as far as the budgeting and stuff. I think people hated him on pretty much everything else. I don't remember, but I do know he was a good, you know, he was good at fucking having a balanced budget. I'm trying to remember who the fucker was.
Right. It's kind of like
I don't
humans are
understand
just
how,
like born sinners and they can't do any good.
Stop with your religious